2v2, or does Viego want to continue
Well,
farming?
I mean, you absolutely can't take that 2v2, especially since one of the champions disables towers, right?
Yeah.
If the tower is that low and the enemy team holds off on taking it, you know that they're waiting for that ultimate to be available. All right, she E's right out, so she doesn't take the lightning strike damage. And that actually is a lot of magic damage to take, so that trade wasn't
Yeah.
as bad.
I think she's still getting magic shields, and that tells you
Well,
how much damage that E does.
exactly, yeah. Camille's shield is based off of the majority damage dealt by the target to her or in general,
Mm-hmm.
and that means that she's taking, again, like you said, primarily magic damage, looking for the QE down. So this is where you trade. You see those cooldowns used, you can potentially trade. Now, obviously, the lane's too far gone at this point. She's not going to trade. Tower's gone. But if this were earlier, that's when you trade, and then you wait. And if those spells ever get used again, then you trade again. Your whole goal in that matchup is really just to get through lane phase and start ramping up. So once you get 2 items, you can start to contest Volibear in the side lane. But until then, it's like, eh.
I think Camille and Volibear both at 2 items exactly. Camille would run him down the long lane, but it's just not the story we're going to see today because Wetchamani is too good on this Volibear, and we just saw he got solo first turret gold to himself. That's like 600 plus gold in his pocket. He already has Chem Tank.
Yeah, he's going to be running fast.
He's running CDR boots for more flashes. I love that combo, and like you mentioned, Hecarim is just farming away. He is down to Viego, so I'm not sure if he paid the price for being on the map, or if that's just
he
player
did do a
speed
Herald,
interactions. Yeah,
right, and he did sit topside a couple times to make sure the Herald crashed. He also looked for a potential dive, and they did do the dive, right?
Yeah.
So I think it kind of makes sense if Hecarim's doing Herald and calling it in topside, Viego's going to be farming an extra camp or two during that time. It makes sense.
That does make some sense. And my eyes might be on the Orianna as the new target for York University with no stopwatch as we see in Engage.
We do see Engage coming in by the Hecarim ulti actually reaches the backline. They're trying to target the Moonstone users. They actually do have double Grievous. Meanwhile, the box is denying any entry from York to the backline. Really good Shockwave gets 2. They get chunked out. Hecarim will fall down. Viego can't enter the fight. He's too low. Thresh Hook connects onto the last room, interacting member of that fight from York, and they go down as well.
Yeah, Sekiro. I think the interaction that won them the fight was Hecarim's ability to use Onslaught of Shadows through the Seraphine ulti. He's uninterruptible, so it's just a free ticket right on top of Seraphine's face. I believe he was able to run the Seraphine down and almost make it out, and just that interaction alone with McMaster's lead was enough for them to win the team fight with everybody else playing pretty appropriately. But watch the Hecarim.
If there's that Shockwave followed in by Aphelios, follow-up damage, and then Hook comes out here on the last surviving member who's sadly still in the fight. Viego is nowhere to be found because he's too low, but it looked like there might have been some interaction in that fight. I mean, on paper, York is really far behind. They just don't have the stats to fight on equal footing. But it wasn't explosive right away. There was, engage from both sides, and then suddenly that Shockwave comes in. Aphelios comes in with his auto attacks, Q, ulti combination, however you want to order those words.
The machine gun and
he's out right away. Goes back in. It looks like they want to take the 2v1. Volibear does have ultimate, and Deja Vu, double TP. Nope, Galio opts not to rotate. He's not too keen on trying this one again after how the first 2 went.
No, we saw Camille went to use a defensive E, but it was her Viego showing up around the corner that I think made her think twice and go back in, but she exhausted her mobility cooldown. So then Volibear, Wetchamani, decides, I'll take the 1v2 because I have Hecarim as topside as well, or ETP on top of it, and we have a Deja Vu, like you mentioned, situation in the top lane where McMaster University is just there first, supporting this Volibear. And I got to say, this Volley is really carrying the early topside. I think maybe despite his score, he's not getting the kills, but he is just a brick wall right in front of the plans of York's comp.
Now here's a replay. They do look here again, and I mean, it comes down to, I mean, the E misses. Now the play is definitely doomed. I mean, I think it was doomed to begin with, but you can't really look on the Volibear because he's too tanky. It takes too long to kill him.
Yeah.
And by the time you get him potentially low enough, McMaster's, their backup's going to be there. And they've shown throughout this game, this is the 3rd TP in a row now, the Naya play topside, that they're willing to protect that Volibear. If you're going to be looking, you need to be looking on more realistic targets. And when I say realistic, I mean squishy targets, right? Maybe give up a wave topside and hope that Camille can find a pick. I mean, they find another kill in the Thresh here. Galio channels the ultimate to try to guarantee the kill. I don't think necessary, but if you're York, you got to use everything you have at this point. You got to get if an opportunity shows itself, you blow every cooldown you have because you need to get a footing back in this game.
That's right. And we see PM picking up his second kill on the Viego here. He has Kraken Slayer completed. You called that, right? And
welcome back to another League Saturday series. I'm your host, Holy Boxers, bringing you.
He rides when he does not have a kill.
Or Kindred Alt. This is going to go over to MAAD City, guaranteed. Now Venerated picking up another kill, and they're going to get this mid tower and a setup.
There's a lot of conversation going on. I'm like at the lead shot.
This is Starboner going in for more. He's getting his resets. He's getting a quadra kill.
Welcome back, everybody. It is League Saturday Series Season 2, Playoffs Day 1. I'm your host, Holy Boxers, coming to you live from the One Life to Play studio, as always. Now, today we have our first seed team, MAAD City, ending the series at 6-1, versus our fourth seed team, MEC Hysteria, ending the series at 4-3. But you know what? Those records don't matter anymore. Throw them out the window because these teams are starting on an even playing field today, 0-0 in playoffs. Now, the last team, MEC Hysteria and MAAD City, met on the LSS Rift was in week 1, which means they've had weeks to be getting better, to be watching each other's gameplay, to be goofing off. We don't know what they've been doing, but it'll all come out on the Rift today in this best of 5. Now, the last time they played at MAAD City did beat MEC Hysteria 2-0, but that's not going to happen today, you guys. 2-0s don't happen in the world of best of 5s. There could be a reverse sweep. It could be every other win-lose, win-lose. We don't know what's going to happen. So make sure you stay tuned. It's going to be a really good one. Now, at the end of the match, I do want you guys to vote for who you want to see interviewed from the winning team. We will have the option to do that in the Discord chat. I'll show you an example once I get in there. And not Discord, Twitch, sorry about that. Join our Discord, !Discord in chat as well. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce our analysts, our casters, our good friends, Diddy and Trifolge.
Thank you so much, as always, to the wonderful Holy Boxers for breaking it down and introducing us. I'm Diddy.
And I'm Trifolge.
And Trifolge, I could not be more excited. It is playoff season 2. This is where it all shakes out. Best of 5s are in season, and we have the 4 versus 1 matchup today. What are your thoughts?
All I got to say is I am really excited to do a best of 5. I cannot wait to see how these games shake out. We have 2 really, really good teams here.
Definitely.
And I just think it's going to be an exciting game. I know you have some notes here. We can kind of break down as we get into Champ Select some of the teams and what these players play on a regular basis or what they've played previously in our league. Yeah. But, man, who are you looking forward to see play today?
So
Caster bias, let us know.
I know that MAAD City it appears that they brought in Brown Man Darius. If you've been watching the LSS here, they have been running Innominen in the top lane. But Brown Man Darius is a player that I see these guys when they play Battlefied tournaments and stuff.
We've seen him. He has played once in the league, I think, before. I don't remember what he played. Potentially Darius.
I'm excited to I'm excited to see him play. And then, of course, we have Castle, their jungler. I think he is a core component of their roster here, and so far in LSS on stage, we call it stage, on stream, he has played.
This is a goddamn stage.
He has played 6 power farming junglers. Every single power farming jungler that is S tier meta.
Oh, and we do have Pickman coming out.
Has been picked. So my eyes are on those 2 cats. But MEC Hysteria, they made it to playoffs. They proved they can get wins. We've seen them less on stream than we have MAAD City, but hey, it's going to be a scrap out there. The 4-1 matchup, you never know what can happen.
I'm excited to see Mark Boots play today. Great mid lane player. I like his champion pool diversity, and diverse, he plays some champs that I enjoy watching play. So I'm excited to see that. I want to see the Yone pulled out. So
I think I see some power picks getting through here, Chad. Let me maybe
I
make
do
some
too.
calls.
I think MEC here attempting to target ban some of the players on Mad City, but I don't necessarily know if that is the best thing. I
So
think they're seeing
Seraphine-
Brown Man Darius. They're seeing he's a master player. What do we ban out? We ban the Darius. But if I'm not mistaken, last time we saw Brown Man Darius play, he played Riven.
Yeah, last time that was a Battle Fight tournament that we were watching on this TV here. It was not even LSS, I think.
No,
of
no,
what you're
he
referring
played
to.
the Riven in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
so
if
I'm
it
mistaken.
was last week or the week before. But
No, you're good. You got it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just getting him mixed up with Innominant,
So
but
MEC getting the first pick Kaisa here, great pick. Like you said, letting these power picks come through on the first ban phase. I would like
Yeah.
to see that Syndra. Let's see the Mark boots on Syndra right here. Do they pull it out?
I would love to see Syndra, especially this early. It just shows such confidence in that pick
Me too.
because
I
it's
think so
open to
too.
counter picks. It's an immobile mage, but taking it right off the rip means I'm not afraid of any matchup, and they'll run with that. So Udyr and Seraphine, okay, Udyr does get locked. So when you see the Syndra in the mid lane, you know Castle might be on an AD, not necessarily an AP farming jungler. So the Udyr makes a ton of sense here. Seraphine is still up. They have the Kaisa. Rel could be an option here, but Mad City, I like that one too. I like the early Syndra. It speaks a lot about Mark
Yeah.
Boot's confidence.
I think so too. And it kind of leaves up the opportunity. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to go for the top lane last pick for Red side.
They certainly could, yeah.
But what does that open them up to for the bot lane even? I know not as impactful to counter pick a bot lane, but let's see what MEC takes here because...
Yeah, so MEC might pick mid here and hold support out because we know that the support matchup... Okay, so they will go ahead pick Nautilus and let Mad City counter pick support here. You could go Thresh, Alistar, Morgana, things that can kind of stop Naut from just hooking someone and locking them down.
So
Pretty
what do
simple.
you take here, you think, in the bot lane? Nautilus can be pretty game-changing in the bot lane. He's difficult to play against in certain scenarios. Is there a pick that they could take?
So Leona does his job better, but then you also could go... Okay, and then Set we can assume is maybe a flex. In all this, it's tough to say. Morgana, you know, can kind of deny the hook, but then he still can pull himself in. It's tough to say, but you can assume Set might be support, or they just lock their top side in to get more information before they pick their bot side. So pretty interesting, and I like ending the first round with that third pick with a flex. It gives less information to blue team as they go to ban round 2 here because MEC now, they might not want to ban a support because if they ban supports out, then you just put Set in support, then you kind of get free bans for your ADs. So they're going to take away Jhin. Jhin is a great pairing with Syndra. They both have similar goals. And you could also, if Senna's gone and Jin's gone, you could take away maybe... it's really hard to call ADs. MF, Ashe, Ezreal. I'm not sure. It's tough calls here, but Mad City.
There, I think that's a great ban. Shen has been really impactful in LSS so far. We've seen him in quite a few games, and it is definitely a game-changing character. You get those crazy fights in the bot lane early on. Like we've even seen, I think we saw one game where we saw like a 5v5 in the bot lane, like pretty early on, like 15 minutes, everybody TPing down a bot. I think that game we had the Karthus had TP in the jungle for what team was that?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Was that for Mingos? I think that was Mingos. The Karthus pick with the TP. I mean, and it worked out for them. They took down. Was it MEC? I'm mixing up my teams. Like we talked about this in the beginning of the season. We have so many teams here that start with an M.
Oh yeah.
And I'm jumbling them up
Tricky.
as we get in, as we're talking about like past games and stuff.
So Seraphine does get through, so blue will take that fourth, and we saw Mad City lock in Vayne. So the bans for Mad City kind of tell me Set is going support because their two bans are like good blind tops, not necessarily bad Set matchups. So I think that Set is going to go bot with Vayne, and just two champs that I guess
Camille
can deal with the Nautilus. So Seraphine, Camille, two really strong picks to round out the draft for MEC. They do have a really strong draft, lots of tools. But Mad City could really shake things up with this last pick here. Remember, it could be top or support. You're in a Camille. Jax is an option. Fiora is a skill matchup that you can win. Set is not terrible into Camille if they want to put that in the top lane. They could take a support to really help the Vayne. So they have options here.
I'm excited to see what... Oh, and the Lulu. That is a great pick in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really would like to see what this Vayne can do this game. Vayne is a fun champion to watch. You pair that with a Lulu,
Yeah.
and it's going to be difficult to deal with her if she gets to that, Vayne point in the game.
Absolutely.
Again, Kaisa, another extremely great scaling ADC.
Yeah.
But sometimes a good Vayne player can just really outshine almost any AD player. Honestly, in my opinion, that champion is so flashy when you play it properly, and I think we can assume Mad City knows how to play it if they're taking it in this semifinals game for LSS Season 2.
For sure.
So
I think what Mad City did was they held their when you flex your top support, you get to see the enemy top when you're red side. When you see it's Camille, that's a go-ahead. That's not terrible force set. You can go ahead, look at the dive set, and really assess what piece can I put with Vayne to augment her to deal with this composition. So they go with the Lulu. But I really do love both drafts here. I think this will be a solid match. I don't think one team has like necessarily hard scaling advantage or comp advantage. Or I think it's really going to be up to the players' execution, game planning, and skill at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Seraphine into Syndra, volatile matchup in terms of, they're both low in mobility, and Syndra has that kill threat. Seraphine wants to survive, team fight.
Yeah, but Seraphine is just crazy, man.
Yeah,
Champion's
Seraphine is
just
pretty
nuts,
crazy.
so,
I believe she is nerfed on 11.4. Thank you. But I don't think it mattered. Or maybe...
I don't think it was big enough to impact.
Or maybe
her
she has
play.
more nerfs coming in the future that I'm thinking of.
She better.
She should.
Yeah,
She should.
She should.
But she does get through. And in the jungle matchup, we have Udyr versus Sejuani. So I think this is maybe where Mad City are strongest, is in the jungle position.
Yeah.
Sejuani cannot keep up with Udyr's clears. So you're going to see Castle getting a camp lead on Sejuani, probably. Now, if Sejuani, since she has the kit to gank, she has mobility and CC at 3. If she can make a gank work, MEC can get ahead. But if she shows herself on the map and can get punished by Castle, that can really teeter the entire game because of the clear speed of Udyr. Udyr is normally a pick ban champion on this patch.
That's why we were saying, I mean, I'm surprised with this first ban phase coming out. And for Mad, we had Thresh, Orin, and GP. And then Darius, Lilia, and Senna. For MEC, they look like target bans.
Yeah, mostly.
I understand the Senna a bit more than the rest, but it definitely looks like target bans. And to the Kaisa, the Seraphine, the Udyr to all get through and be played in this game, it's going to make it only more exciting, in my opinion.
Definitely. When you have this many strong pieces, it kind of more becomes a team game in the sense that can we use this piece properly as a team, especially when you're talking about a champion like Seraphine. The team really needs to actually be coordinated to get the most out of that champion. But when it's done well, it is so hard to play into. So MEC's organization is going to come into play here. Whereas Mad City, I think they just have the better maybe damage versus tanky ratio in the sense that if Seraphine is not just straight up healing everybody for eternity and winning the fights, Mad City, I think, with the Vayne Lulu can front to back a bit better. But, again, it's tough to say. It's even, and it's going to come down to execution.
All right. Sure. You heard it here, guys. This is going to be an exciting game. No real one comp we're saying has the advantage over the other. So we're going to hop to a quick break while we load into this game with the spectator delay. So don't go anywhere. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. It's going to be a great one to watch. We'll see you guys on the flip side.
Playoff time, baby. Possibly going into a Bork here. And it might have to be a Viego 1v9 as we see Red TP coming in.
Yep. Rel is just too tanky. I'm not sure. Oh, wow. That's right. You know what? Someone told me that, Hecarim multi-dives in the backline. Not much else to be said here. They're still going. I mean, Volibear can tank these towers for days. So can Hecarim. Hecarim has a ton of healing built in. It doesn't really matter too much. But, you saw the Rel actually ate a lot of burst initially. Yeah. But, again, I haven't really played a Rel. But someone told me that when that shield breaks, she actually loses a lot of resistances. A lot of resistances attached to her passive ability is tied to that shield. I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked into it, but she did look like she took more damage once that shield popped.
Yeah, and it was just 3 members in the mid. So finally, McMaster, they farmed up a lead, and then they just shoved it right down mid lane. And there's no shame in just taking your Fed top and your Fed jungle and just running down Tier 1 and Tier 2 mid. That's one way to press the lead, and I didn't see anything go wrong there.
Yeah, the Oriana is huge.
Yeah.
Thing to point out. I mean, we've been seeing a lot of action from the Volibear and Hecarim, but I mean, Ori's been TPing every single time, been a part of these skirmishes, and it looks like she's been the one coming out with all the kills for the most part.
Yeah, my God, Venerated is low-key smurfing so hard. Have you seen an Ori with that KP? I mean, she's sitting at 11 of 12 here. She is acting more like a Galio than her opposition
the
in
Galio.
this game, just because of her TP. It's actually pretty crazy to see the coordination from McMaster and the usage of that mid lane TP and playing around topside has just been great.
Yeah, to York's credit, I mean, the Galio pick, I mean, he has been trying. He's been present as often as he can. He wasn't present in the most recent skirmish topside because it was doomed. But he's shown up every single time. It just hasn't gone in their favor. But it's good that Oriana is matching the Galio at every chance, and luckily it worked out for them because now, you know, it's snowballed like crazy. She's huge.
Yeah, and we are now seeing some of the reasoning behind the first pick Oriana, right? She was taken on red 1. And yeah, when you see that pick so early, you're like, yeah, it's a safe laner. You know, you pick it blind because it's just good in every comp. But Venerated may be showing us that they are just prioritizing getting that champ in any case because he's insane on it, not because it's safe.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, I feel like his lead is a byproduct of just being smart, not necessarily his ability on the champion. You know, as a mid laner, your job is you're like kind of like the support in some cases, almost like a second jungler. You're supposed to impact the side lanes, keep mid priority, impact your side lanes, or help maintain vision in the river, etc. Which is again used by your side lanes. So your primary goal is to help side lanes, almost like a jungler is helping his laners. And that's what he was doing. You know, he'll be playing any other mid laner, but still making sure that he's TPing immediately to any sort of skirmish. He's roaming to any skirmish, etc. That he's making sure he's executing correctly in team fights. I mean, that is what I'm seeing, which is signs of a solid player.
Yeah.
If this can be replicated on a champion other than Oriana, you know, we'll see if they decide to target it. I think honestly, maybe if you target anything, potentially remove the Volibear just because of how hard it is to play into that top side, or how much pressure and priority that grants you in the early game. Maybe get rid of that, give them something else that maybe they like. Let's say McMaster still wants to get priority top side, then they end up picking something else other than Volibear. Hopefully that pick is a little more vulnerable than the Voli. Or maybe you change your picks up a little bit. You don't, you know, opt into the Camille, you opt into something a little beefier that's just going to hold the lane, and you really are playing towards bot mid at that point.
Yeah, but, you know, still shout out to York for drafting this, you know, comp with so much surprise punch in it, right? I see the theory behind it, but another weakness I'm seeing that I don't think we've covered in the comp now that items are coming through is we see that Volibear is able to go second item Thornmail, and I just think this is too effective against the comp coming out from York University with their main damage threats being the Camille Viego, because a Galio and a Seraphine in terms of
looking
AP.
on the Galio, ton of damage, Shockwave comes out, forces the flash.
That's nice. Flash 4 are there, but long story short, their damage over time threats are both AD, and I don't think there's enough AP to deal with Volibear, so he's going to be a walking brick house in this game, and who is able to just go second item full Thornmail with no regrets.
Yep, it's and obviously when those AD champions are you know, auto attack reliant, that Thornmail feels even better. Now, again, York, they have a solid composition. It's just a matter of having the gold and being in a position to actually contest. Luckily, they did pick up one dragon, right? So that stops the dragon stacking. But before we get to that point, we do see a Baron start here at 24 minutes into the game.
I think it's a take.
I'm sorry?
I think they just take it.
Yeah, they do just take it. I don't see York really getting in position in time. It looks like they have an idea it's up because I see them moving towards the river now. But at this point, it's a little too late. Thresh flashes out with his box. They're looking for the engage. Big Rel ulti comes in. Heck.
Sounds interesting. All right, we are live for Game 1 of this Best of 5 here, Round 1 of the LSS Season 2 playoffs. On the blue team, we have Laben on Camille. We have Poo Poo on Sejuani, Zip the Zap on Seraphine, Bone on Kaisa, and Skeggy Cougar on Nautilus. And on the red side, we have Brown Mandarius on Set, Castle on the Udyr pick, Mark Boots on that Blind Syndra. We have Digital Stain. I've actually never seen him before on Vayne. Welcome aboard. And Hit 'em Up Rob here on Lulu, holding it down.
Oh, yeah, and I think this is going to be a fiery, fiery, hot game. I'm excited to see how this blind pick Syndra works out, and I'm excited to see this Vayne. Now, with that being said, MEC's pick band right here is stacked. They have the Seraphine and they have the Kaisa, two awesome, awesome champions who, you know, borderline busted. I don't know, but we'll see how it plays out for them. I just know that this game is going to be so exciting, and I'm excited to watch it. And let's see this Zip the Zap putting down a little bit of damage on Mark Boots. Oh, but guess what? Bop!
I
Mark
like
Boots says,
it. I
fancy
like it.
footwork.
These
I'm
two
taking
already.
a little bit back. And, yeah, looking pretty even already in the mid lane. I hope they keep this, you know, do-si-do up a little bit. And
oh, but wait, Mark Boots killed a ward. All right, so he'll actually hit 2 on wave number 1.
Mark Boots, you dirty dog.
And if Zip the Zap doesn't know this, he could get caught with a bad trade. So watch, if you watch there, when that last caster goes down, because he killed a ward, he gets 2 first. That's a, I want to see if he really uses it.
If he can really punish Zip the Zap with that.
And I hope I'm right, because he had 1 CS. That's what told me he killed a ward. He had 1 CS going in the lane. And I think I saw it as well. So heavy trades up here. Set does well into Camille if she boxes him like this.
Whoa.
Yeah, and a bit of tension here in all the lanes. Love to see it play out. These early trades are very significant.
Yes. Wow.
For how
We
the
are
lanes
starting
go.
off with a fast-paced game here already. Every lane taking some skirmishes early on with some pretty heavy trades in HP here. So it's gonna really. Oh
Level
no!
2
And the
for
Ignite
the bot
coming out
lane.
already.
Skeggy lands the hook on the Vayne. It's going to be followed up. The Ignite goes down, though, all in. They switch focus to hit him up, Rob on Lulu. He is fleeing, but the flash auto for first blood on Bone here. MEC Hysteria on the board. Poo Poo top lane with the gank to Sejuani. This looks like it'll work. Camille will use the hook shot to get in. There's nowhere for Brown Mandarius to go, and MEC Hysteria firing off right away.
Wow.
Love to see it.
And a fiery game, like I said, right off the bat. MEC off to a great start, picking up kills in the bot lane and in the top lane almost simultaneously. And now we're at 3 minutes. It's already 2-0. MEC up almost 1K gold. And, man, I'm excited to see it off to a fast start here. We are looking for, you know, me and Diddy here, we love those Game 5.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I don't think I've been able to say that before. We're
No.
always talking about those Game 3s. But
What about the Game 5?
today, is it going to be a Game 5?
That would be epic. It would be a lot of fun to cast, and I sure it'd be a great experience for all the players involved as well. But we should talk about the jungle contrast and picks here, because Sejuani is able to cash in on a gank. She went 3 camps top lane, straight top. So this is something that top laners used to have to be wary about every game when it was gank jungle meta, Lee Sin, Elise, Rek'Sai, stuff like that. You know, the 245 top lane gank. It works on Brown Mandarius. So Sejuani cashing in, but look at the camp difference.
And he's back.
Yeah, and returning here. No flash on Brown Mandarius, but he's threatening 2v1. He wants to fight in his minions. He's looking for a double stun. The TP is going to come in. That's Mark Boots. Brown Mandarius looking for a big showstopper here, and can Mark Boots turn it? Does Poo Poo have the damage on Brown Mandarius? She's just boxing him away, but the Conqueror is doing a lot of damage. Zip the Zap with the teleport answer. It's a 1-for-1 now, but it looks like it's going to be a 2-for-1 MEC Hysteria, because Zip the Zap answers the TP. And another 1 situation for MEC Hysteria. Started off by Poo Poo on this Sejuani here. Cashing in on that champion's early kit. When Sejuani reaches level 3, she has mobility, CC, everything you need for a gank.
Yeah, I think the fight was got dragged out pretty long there. I think maybe if Mark Boots didn't go after the Camille, Brown Mandarius could have survived with a little bit more HP, and then they could have backed out before the TP completed from Zip the Zap. But unfortunately, it didn't play out that way. And now, down 1K gold, down 3 kills, and things are looking to start out on pretty rocky start for Mad City here.
Yeah, and it's MEC Hysteria are going to be tested on their ability to transition lead into game win. You have a small lead, but what separates great teams from good teams is their ability to take a small lead and use it as leverage to create a winning game. So MEC Hysteria, it's on you guys. You're up in the early game. How can you get the win? But Udyr farming away. Look at the double CS already. He's up 22 in the jungle. This is the trade-off. When you are active and ganking early, you pay a price. And the price, despite getting first dragon, great job, MEC Hysteria and Poo doing his job.
Yeah.
But despite that, you look at the CS in the jungle, and if I'm on Mad City, I'm actually feeling comfortable just from that.
Too. Both, regardless, both teams here have good scaling damage here in this game, but like you're saying, this farm advantage is pretty huge, and I'm thinking Udyr's feeling pretty damn good right about now.
Tough trade for LeBen here, just boxing that Darius. Oh, he hit 6!
Oh,
LeBen
and
was
the
not
slam
expecting
dunk.
it, so the ulti comes in. The charm from Seraphine, the ulti will land on Mark Boots. He's in a 2v1, and he has no flash. He will drop to Poo active once again. 4 KP on Sejuani. Absolutely what you look for when you lock that champion. Castle in the bot lane. Is there any response? They seem to be a bit aware. MEC Hysteria. Their wave doesn't look too bad. Oh, and the hook will land. They're going to take the 2v2 despite Udyr being right around the corner. I wonder if they'll pay for that. But you know what? Taking a trade in the minion wave like that, especially after Digital Stain hit it a couple times, that wave's actually looks like it's coming back to MEC Hysteria. Sometimes try when you're in lane and your lane is in a tough spot, you trade with the enemy, you force them to use abilities that hit the minions, and you can tip the wave back to yourself. This is something that top laners at the highest level do all the time. Sometimes you have to risk your life to reset your wave, but we see Castle.
I learned something new every day here on the cast with Diddy, and that would be one of them. Great theory to think about. I've never really, you know, in my own personal gameplay, thought about using a trade to manipulate the wave like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, you think of a champion like Darius, for example. He's all about wave manipulation and freezing you out. Well, if he wants to poke you with Q, but you're standing on your minions, he'll chunk your wave, and sometimes, depending on what your wave state is, that can tip the wave. And I think that bot lane trade had somewhat of that effect, but you know, these ADs are always hitting the waves back and forth to each other. The state can change back and forth, but just small detail that, you know, some of the best players are aware of. It's not pretty, but it's there.
Let's take a look at the. Let's take a look at this again. So Sejuani closing that farm gap to Udyr here. So Udyr needs to keep it up and maybe look. I mean, does he looking to scale into this game and just power farm, or is he going to be looking for some leverage here through ganks?
Yeah, what Udyr wants to do is rush Chem Tank. Essentially, once he gets that item, he has access to playmaking ability. Prior to that, he needs flash to pretty much do anything. So I think what most Udyrs do is like they Giga Farm their Chem Tank, and then they look to play for objectives. But we have Zip to Zap with the R Flash. It tags Mark Boots, who doesn't have Flash. Once again, Skeggy Cougar on the roam will flash for the auto snare. Zip to Zap with the last remaining damage, but he looks to be dead here as Brown Man Darius is pulling up. No Flash here. They're going to trade it 1-for-1, and Castle gets a big boost.
Yeah, I think it's great for Castle to pick up a kill there. Unfortunately for Mark Boots. It is, you know, with Flash down, was Flash still down there?
Yeah.
It was. So
yeah,
pretty difficult for Mark Boots there to ask Syndra to counter a gank from the Sejuani and Seraphine. It does have somewhat easy setup.
Skeggy with the hook in the bot lane. That's a level 5 Lulu. Hit him up, Rob, forcing a flash away. Both summoners going down. Bone with the follow-up will get condemned into the wall. Digital
Great
Stain.
condemn there.
Yeah, yeah. Great heads-up play by Digital Dash to peel his Lulu, who now has access to ulti, but gets chipped a bit low. LeBien might die for that if you... Okay, LeBien needs his Sejuani near, or he could die without E.
on the way, actually, as you say that. So.
Yeah, so here comes the 2v1.
Oh, no.
Sad looking for the
Finish him
ulti.
off quick.
Yeah, LeBien, he has another E. He'll flash auto, empower Q, and the outplay for LeBien using the flash there. Turn in the one-on-one in favor, and really well played.
Yeah.
I think the W missed from set, and that is just the difference there.
It was the difference. He missed the W, and it looked bad immediately from then on.
And Le Bien had another E. So when Camille uses E onto Set, Set has like that 11 or so second window to kill the Camille. If you let her get another E, she'll either get away or use her flash to turn back on you.
Yeah,
and
we do
can find the
see
damage.
Poo Poo is taking Herald right now.
Yeah, and caught up in farm, like you said, Try. And this is actually pretty surprising to me that Sejuani can
pass up the Udyr, right?
Yeah.
Or not pass up, but catch up.
Yeah.
After that 20 CS difference early. I am surprised.
The one thing I'm thinking is that the control that your laners get from getting ahead from your ganks can lead to you actually securing more camps. But we see a 2v1 in the top side. Brown Man there is no flash. He needs the TP from Mark Boots. He needs to buy time.
Double TP.
The Showstopper does a bit of damage, shields him a little bit, but he's going to go back down. And now Mark Boots in a 1v3 situation. He has flash. If they could get this flash here, that would be massive. But they'll take the TP play topside. But that's a lot of resources used from MEC Hysteria. Udyr on the bot half of the map, looking to trade back with some camps. And there could be aggression in the bot side. They could look for a 3v2 right here. See how Bone's working on his wave? They're crashing the wave, but they're weak side right now. Here's the Udyr. He's on his way. The flash bear slap. Lulu ulti, and Bone is as good as dead. Skeggy Cougar wise to walk away.
And Digital Stain picking up the kill there. That is great for Mad City. It is really unfortunate for Mark Boots here that he is matched by TP in both of those plays. It is, you would like to hope for Mark Boots that he is getting up there, securing this 2v2 and getting out, but both times being matched with Zip the Zap's TP and just not playing out in their favor. He wasn't able to pick anything up or save Set there, but, I guess like you're getting Zip the Zap's TP as well in exchange, so that is like, I don't know, it's just these scenarios for Mark Boots are not the greatest. These plays are going punished when he's trying to make those TPs in the top lane. I guess I'm not. It's just so unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's why I'm trying to get my thoughts together. It's just unfortunate for him that as he's making these reactive plays, they're being matched so well.
Definitely, but it speaks to some of the setup, some of the awareness. As we see, Camille will engage on a Brown Man Darius, making it look this matchup with Camille favor, but he turns back with the Showstopper, but will still drop to that empowered Q here. Skeggy Cougar looking to engage another skirmish. Camille goes in again with another empowered Q. The Sejuani ulti tags the Udyr. He is locked down. Castle cannot move. Castle is down. Hit him up. Rob has flash coming up, it looks like. But when? How many seconds? He goes down to this. Camille is rampaging. Le Bien, another hook, tags up Mark Boots, and there goes his flash. Everything looking good for MEC Hysteria.
Yes, it looks great for them right now. They are up 7 kills, and unfortunately for them, though, this is only a 3K gold lead, and I think that Mad City still has the potential to easily scale into this game, but they do need to do their best to do like damage control here and try their best to survive into that game and not continue to give up these kills. I think that play there was a little bit of a mess, to be honest.
Yeah.
As the play broke out, and Brown Man Darius ulting over that wall, when you realize the rest of the members are there, I think you call it a day, you let him go, you cut your losses, but then Mark Boots and Hit 'em Up Rob trying to come in and save the day, and both going down themselves. Brown Man, or Mark Boots lived there, but Hit 'em Up Rob going down there, and I think they could have called it a day at 0-1.
Yeah, it's almost like the, what is it? There's like a gambling fallacy, the sunken cost fallacy, where it's like if you watch your teammate make a mistake, you are more likely to make a mistake trying to salvage that play, which happens all the time in this game. But some of the best teams, like you watch G2, you watch some of the Chinese teams, they take like crazy looking plays to save their teammates. They try and outplay. They play aggressively. I just think things are going the way of MEC Hysteria because they're champions that have setup. Most notably, Camille and Sejuani are just there on the play first, with more mobility, more access to playmaking and decision making, finding the sums of Mark Boots, who's immobile, and just punishing the fact that the mid jungle from Mad City is, immobile, lacks the playmaking. It just seems like MEC Hysteria is there first.
Mad City is in a scenario where their comp has to play much more reactively, well, MEC is making these plays. Again, like you said, the Camille and the Sejuani, but also they have the Nautilus, the hook power, the ulti, the Seraphine ulti. Like, they do have so much playmaking, whereas MAAD City looks like they're going to have to play quite reactively through the whole game. If you look even into the late game, it looks like they're going to have to keep the Vayne alive, avoid the engage, stay alive through the ultimates for MEC, and then let Vayne go to town and do that damage. The Syndra ulti for the one shot on, let's say, maybe the Kaisa or the Seraphine.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful. You get caught with that Sejuani ult, the Camille E, the Nautilus hook, and it might be over from there.
Definitely.
Wow, and look at that damage from the second Q proc.
Oh, but if you cancel the Camille E with that, you can actually win it as Set, as Brown Man Darius gets a flash for just his ulti. So what Set has two ways to interrupt Camille's E. Once she attaches to the wall and slings her way to the wall, if you use the showstopper during that, you cancel the Camille E, and if it's just a boxing match, Set wins it. But we see Vayne face checking Nautilus. TP comes in. That's going to be Brown Man Darius or Mark Boots. The Vayne looking at front to back. Seraphine in a bit of an awkward spot hitting that charm. The Sejuani ult used for peel, but Castle is zooming. This is Udyr things. The flash bear slap on Zip the Zap. That's exactly what you need to happen if you're going to win a situation for MAAD City, and showing control of this mid lane area despite being down a few K gold. I think this is what you were talking about a bit. And it was a reactive play. It was reactive, and they got a lot of ultimates out of that as well. So it looks like they're trying to keep the pressure on here. No more minions, so play is going to kind of dissolve here. But that's what they're looking for. So unfortunately, MEC still picking up the dragon there, but getting to get a little bit of something out of that is great for MAAD City. And trading Herald to boot, not too bad. Oh, but this is a one-on-one. Mark Boots does not want. I don't think there's a world he lives. He needs to be careful. He needs to stay away from that wall. I think Camille is going to be able to easily catch him here. Yeah, Ben would have to make a few mistakes here. And Mark Boots, no flash will go down, so you cannot catch yourself inside with Camille in Fog of War that deep. Just speaks to the, threat of this champion, especially when you give her this boost that is now 6 kills here. But we're looking at a 2v1 in the top lane. No help coming for Sejuani. I think they just beat her down, even tanking turret, no problem. But she will stun and flash, but it's not enough. Castle is exactly that. He is tanky boy, will be able to soak those shots. A nice response play. A nice flash W there for Set. Activating the W. Sejuani getting out of the way and then flashing to still secure the kill. Well played. Yeah, well played by MAAD City, as they are still throwing punches in this battle. And we have ourselves a game, and I believe we have a series on our hands as well. Looking at how this one has started, I'm not counting either team out from this point on. And I still think it's on MEC Hysteria to close this game out. They still have a Camille that is curving like crazy. They have a Seraphine. Hey, I was predicting that, this is going to be a great game. It's going to be an exciting match, and we're already off to a great start. Again, MEC up 6 kills, but if you take a look at the gold here, there's not that large of a gold difference, and that is a great sign for MAAD City. And I think that is a massive Seraphine charm to start the fight off, because Udyr was looking to run someone down. The moment MEC Hysteria looked to siege, so they lock down the Nautilus. He is focused. He will go down. All 5 members of MAAD City are here, and they'll take out Bone as well. The Camille is on the split with no TP, so it's a matter of, can MEC Hysteria hit mid-turret without getting engaged on? The answer here is no. They do get engaged on. They lose 2 members just for going mid lane here. Yeah, and they're closing that gold gap up a little bit by the minute. So only 2K gold lead for MEC. And the next dragon, so we're going to see a Mountain Soul here, and the next dragon is up in about 1:50. Baron up in 40. So I think we're at that stage in the game where it's starting to come down to the Drake fights. MEC Hysteria could be saying, hey guys, we're ahead, let's just play for Drake now. I wouldn't disagree with that too much, but they got to deal with this Udyr, who is Udyr. The Vayne Lulu combo can be scary, but they have this Camille. Camille, in my opinion, a champion that kind of needs flash ulti and every tool possible in her kit in order to team fight well. If we see LeBen try and force engage too much and get polyed by Lulu and just get 3-shot by Vayne, Camille can become, not the most useful champion in the 5v5 if Mad City have tabs on her. So LeBen needs to get creative in his split push threat, his TP flanking, and his overall teamfight awareness.
Yeah, and as we're saying, the 3-shot from Vayne, scaling into this game, finishing the Kraken Slayer, if I'm not mistaken. Pull this up so we can see a little better.
Yeah, item check here. I mean, Drake coming up at 40. Let's talk about the items. What do you see, Trey?
Okay, so I think we're looking. So ADC here, pretty much same amount of farm here. So as they're kind of scaling into this game, those are 2 champions we need to keep an eye on, because at any moment in this match where we see like Camille here looking really good, and you're going to be like drawn to focus on the player who is like leading in the kills, but at the same time, these ADCs at a certain point, 3 items in, they're really going to turn it on, and we're going to need to keep an eye on them, because either one of them could turn any fight at this point in the game. Especially, it doesn't matter who's ahead. I think it'll come down. I think it will come down to which ADC could stay alive and to the damage, honestly, when I'm looking at these comps.
Yeah, some games do come down to that. And what you'll notice here is MEC Hysteria looking to turn for Baron and to trade the Drake. They had the Camille pushing on this side of the map.
I don't think they have enough time.
I think it will be answered, so we might be looking at a 5v5 over Baron here. It will be advantage Mad City because Baron reduces your resist. So, Camille, try to flash play and hit him up, Rob. It doesn't quite connect. Poo-Poo going over with the ulti. This looks like it could be good for Mad City, though. Who's the focus now? It's going to be Brown Man Darius in the front line. Fight Poo-Poo, 2 for 1 so far. Going over to MEC Hysteria. A big Syndra stun, a bit of peel. We're looking at 3 for 2 trade. 3 members down for Mad City, 2 for MEC Hysteria. They lost their jungler.
Yeah, I think that's okay. Mad City calls this a win. You canceled the Baron. You traded 2 for 3 overall on top of getting Dragon. I would say that's a play you're happy with.
Yeah, so remember the creativity I was talking about on the Camille pick. Instead of walking into River, where it's a 5v5 front to back, they actually pull them over to Baron, and the moment someone turns up, Camille just jumps on them. That's the creative playmaking I was talking about, that Camille players need to kind of read the game and adapt to, because if you are just front to backing, you jump on that Lulu, you get polyed, and Vayne 3-shots you. But if you split them, you pull them to you, they're not in as good of a formation. And we see a pretty good result in the team fight from MEC, winning out in numbers. But I agree with you. If Mad City are happy they stopped Baron and still got Drake.
Yeah, I think so. I for sure, they get the shutdown on the Camille as well in that scenario. So I think the best you can do in that scenario was to cancel the Baron. Turns out it breaks out into a fight. You get 2 for 3. You get the shutdown off of Camille. And as well as you secured the Dragon prior to that, it's definitely a win in their book. Maybe they're wishing they could have done a little better to close out that fight, but I'm still just focused on this bot lane matchup. I think it is so crucial to the outcome of this game. You have 2 extremely hard carry scaling ADCs just slowly making their way into this game. Nothing crazy going on in the bot lane. Nice flash.
He's going to get the flash from hit him on Brob. But the Camille ulti comes down on the Vayne, who's just completely caught out in the middle of 5 members. There's the Camille getting you a pick here. And now we have the killer instinct from Bone going on hit him up, Rob. Wow. 2 for 0. Great picks from MEC Hysteria. And now it's Baron time again.
Yes, it's so hard it's so easy for MEC to make these engages with their comp. And Camille looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's all about the clock. They're fighting the death timers from the Lulu Vayne. They need to, so they're tagging up Baron. That's good. These 2 are playing a bit of a distraction game, but they need to get this Baron down before the Mad City members respawn and can make it there. But now are they risking a 50-50? Keep your eye on Castle, who has no flash. He has to run through the front way. We see the Set Showstopper will come in, creating some space for the Udyr, and now they just turn. MEC Hysteria just turn and fight. It's 1 for 1 so far. Who could kill the Baron? The junglers. 1 is dead. Sejuani's still in there, so she will smite it. We're looking at a 3v2 right now. Brown Man Darius doing a ton of work in the pit, but Baron went over to MEC. They could look to just book away here. Here comes the bot lane showing up just in time is Mad City. And how many members from MEC have the Baron? If Camille was alive when they got it, then she is the only member. So 4 members, 4 Baron try. Yeah. What do you think about that one?
Again, I mean, I might. Okay, so she does have the Baron. Pretty good outcome from Mad City considering the circumstances. That Baron being started when 2 members are down, 2 key members, the Lulu and the Vayne. Oh no, Vayne.
Yeah, Camille with another look, and that was Mark Boots on Syndra. Just can't be, I guess, in the
sorry.
jungle. No problem. But yeah, Camille showing you her deadliness in that 1v1.
I would say, like I was saying, pretty good scenario for them. It could have been a free Baron. Fighting with their lives to get what they can in return for losing that Baron. Getting 4 members, the Baron off of 4 members is a great outcome. And
it's tit for tat, Chai.
Yeah, it really is.
It's
the game
tit
is
for tat.
so close.
Yeah, 25 minutes, and really both teams are going to be looking pretty comfortable in this game. It's going to come down to not only execution now, but map play here, as we see Brownman Darius has TP, Mark Boots has TP, Leben doesn't, Zip the Zap does. So, okay, counting TPs, Drake's coming up. Looks like everybody's showing up to the dance. TP coming in here. That's blue side. That's got to be Zip the Zap. The Seraphine goes into the blue quadrant. Now we see the teams lining up. My eyes are on Leben, who has been the playmaker here for MEC Hysteria. It's a run up the gut. Mad City running up the gut here, looking to take mid-turret.
I'm not going to lie, this doesn't look good for Mad City here.
You think they can get pinched here? Let's see.
I think so.
They are behind enemy lines. They're taking an in-hit. They can run straight through top turret, but it's probably going to be an engage from Mad City. Looking at the hook. Hook will land onto the Udyr. That's the focus. The Seraphine Charm comes in. Is it enough damage? Not with the Lulu ulti. They turn onto the Camille. Lebian getting a big stack shield, flashing away. Now it's just a front to back. It's a matter of damage. Vayne getting some DPS in. Oh, Camille goes in, gets polyed and dies.
Oh!
2 for 0, 3 for 0. Mad City looking to clean up and end the game. Digital Stain going in deep. And Bone able to pick up that kill. But is it still an end angle? I think it is. I don't see these two stopping Mad City, who go up the gut with confidence. Fierce confidence. Mark Boots lands the stun. And they just rush down mid. One more member left. It's Poo Poo. What are the respawn timers? They're too high. Try. That's going to be game 1. That's going to be game 1 going over to Mad City off the back of that up the gut rush.
Oh my God, I cannot believe the outcome of this game. 30 seconds prior, I'm saying, oh no, this looks bad for Mad City. And what do you know? They literally turn the game on its head right there, and they take the win from MEC from the middle of their base while all 5 of them are coming in on the flank. That is insane.
Yeah, I tried. So you got to split this comp up from Mad City. If they're all huddled together, it's a matter of Lulu Polymorph does so much in these situations. So how do you create a situation where you can have tabs on Camille? You run up the middle of their base, so force them to come into you.
Dude, unbelievable.
Yeah, what a way to just that's a man's way to end the game.
To that, this is crazy.
It is.
Hey, we said it, guys. This is going to be an exciting series. This is a great best of 5, and I mean, that first game can only attest to what we're saying. For it to be flipped like that,
oh yeah,
just
you never know.
On a point. I mean, it was like Mad City.
So I like to think of it like,
how did you decide? Sorry, but how did you guys decide, like, all right, just run it down the mid and win the game right there?
I love it.
Just to work.
Because it's the over-prioritization of Drake, right? Drake spawning, everybody runs into Drake. But why is mid lane control so important when Drake's up? Why do you see when pro teams, they get ready for Drake, it's all about that mid lane control, get that mid lane push. Because if you sack that control, that play now opens up.
Dude.
You have the team with the Lulu Vayne that wants you in front of them where they can see everybody. They don't want Camille coming out of the bush, jumping on your Syndra. They want you in front. So how do they create that situation? They press your base. They force you to come into their game, essentially, is what I think.
Mad City, guys. Wow.
Yeah, really
just
well
played.
Yeah, great play. Great call.
I'm excited to see the way this series plays out.
And you know, I think of this game a lot like boxing. This is why this game's like boxing. Someone could just get knocked out at any moment of the game. The game can just end
We've seen it time to time again. The game just being flipped at a fight at Dragon or at Baron, but I'm not going to lie, that is my first time seeing it switch from one team favor to the other so quickly in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
And wow, I am just impressed. That was so fun to watch.
Yeah, it seriously was.
To watch it play out that way at the end is like, holy shit, man. That was great.
It's so much fun having you up here and just, your reaction to some of these plays made. And it really is just map play at the end of the day. And
I learn more and more every day watching these players.
Yeah.
Here we are, Diddy and I, doing our best to give you guys the best show that you could get here. We put, myself as well as the guys behind the scene, we put so much work into bringing the viewer the best experience and to showcase the players as well as we can.
Yeah.
And we try to make improvements every week. And, not being the most knowledgeable player myself, I played the game for a long, long time, but not to the extent or to the what's the word I'm looking for? Just to the expertise at which you and a lot of these players do, and I learn more and more every week, and I hope it's improving my skill of being up here on camera and casting these games for you guys. But dude, something like that, man, I was just thrown for a loop, and it's exciting to be a part of this and watch it play out live here in front of you guys. And man, guys, let us know in chat. Are you guys surprised with the way that game just turned right there? I'm going to be talking about it for the rest of the day. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to see that one, especially to kick off our best of 5
For sure.
series. I want to see MEC Hysteria come out swinging again. I don't think this is going to, stuff them or anything.
I'm saying I'm going to be talking about this, but what you're saying, these two teams, for all I know, next game, something just as crazy.
Dude, how many crazy things have we seen up here?
Dude, every week.
Players and teams can be so creative in how they win the game.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
The bigger the community grows and the scene, especially the amateur and collegiate scene, as well as these tier 2 and tier 1 tournaments as these amateur players, it's growing so much. We're seeing such young, good talent coming into the league that the rate at which League of Legends itself is progressing, the way the meta, the way the game, the pace of the game.
Yeah.
It's, of course this has always been happening, but I don't know about you, but in the last 6 months or a year, I feel like the meta and things like that is shifting so much because we have new, fresh minds, more coaches, more analysts, more young and hungry players that these things are just being shaken up so extreme.
So I could bring up something I heard on a talk show. Who was it? I Will Dominate's The Crackdown with Thorin, two guys that I think know a lot about what they're talking about. They had Revenge on a player, so this will all tie in together.
Yeah.
Revenge came and said he was going to go to medical school or could go pro because he was rank 1. This is season 4.
Okay.
Had to go to medical school because if you go pro, you risk medical school. Then
Understandable.
Then he decides to not go to medical school and become a pro. He gets put on an academy team where he said he didn't know some of these fundamentals like wave manipulation, wave control, where to be on the map with the jungler and how your wave is, blah, blah, blah. And this is only a few years ago that he got in the league, and he said he wasn't familiar with these things. I think in these past 2 years, some of these principles that we talk about that we're trying to explain to other players have gotten into this second tier, this academy.
It's more wide. Before it used to be that you learned these things through competitive experience and coaches and whatnot, only at the highest level.
Yeah.
And it's branching out more and more and becoming more widespread knowledge.
Yeah.
And everybody is out there grinding, learning these
sure.
things. More teams have coaches that are actually knowledgeable in the game and in the competitive scene. And like you're saying, realistically, it's more accessible.
Yeah.
Which is great. I think it's a great it's a great thing for the longevity and the health of the game and its community is for these high-level things that only you see the top of the top players now branching down into the rest of the community.
Yeah, and I can see glimpses of pro play in this league.
In these games.
And it's amazing.
Not
even
so
glimpses.
exciting.
These guys are some of the best in the amateur scene. I know Mad City is a very busy team. They have multiple rosters doing big things on a weekly basis. I'm not sure their exact schedule, but let's talk about pick ban here. Okay,
yeah,
Jin,
we're getting carried away.
First pick. Okay, if Kaisa goes down, your next priority is Jin. Okay, fair enough. You're leaving up Udyr. We'll have to see if MEC. So MEC and Hysteria are faced with pick Udyr or play against it.
So nice. I was gonna say we're seeing some bans slipping through from last game due to the switch up. So of course, Seraphine ban, great ban. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's totally necessary to take out. As well as the Kaisa, they don't want Mad City to get the first pick, but because of that, being able to pick up the Jin. So we might see a totally different bot lane,
Dynamic.
laning phase, dynamic coming out from Mad City. Before they were playing the Vayne and the Lulu, very slow pace, looking for the scale, play reactively, to now the Jin, where we might see a lot more action. But with that being said, we see the Senna. We know this is going to be a fasting Senna, and Tom Kench is going to be taking that CS. We've seen it work out really well.
Whoa.
And the survivability is crazy. I mean, that one game, Tom just Devour doing so much work and saving the team.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that ends up playing out for them. But I'm assuming that Zillion right there is a pick for.
I think they're putting in chat what it is. Karma Udyr?
Okay.
So they go Zillion Udyr. So, yeah, MEC didn't pick Udyr on their 1-2, so now they have to play against it again. I think they're comfortable with that jungle matchup. The thing is that there's so much pressure on Sejuani to be active early, but he pulled it off last game.
Jin and Zillion, great pick for the Senna Tom, I think. And to pair the Zillion with an Udyr is going to be insane. We can only wait to see how it'll play out. But if it is being okay, confirmed, the Karma is an Udyr pick. So, man, I think that it's looking really good for Mad City here again. The Sejuani, I think a good pick for MEC. It worked out really, really well last game. So we're seeing the same jungle matchup. So I think we can assume to see a similar playstyle. But here's the thing for MEC. I think that Mad City is now going to be more prepared and more aware of how the Sejuani had played the game prior. And from what we've seen in Mad City is they will be able to adjust their gameplay accordingly and to do it very well.
Yeah.
So I don't think the pick is going to work out as well as it did last game.
Yeah, and it brings up the discussion of, do you just play the same jungle or do you try and get different looks? If it's a comfort pick, Sejuani is a comfort pick for many junglers who just want to set up their team, right? She's one of the best in class for setup. And so if that is what you're going for, she's another tanky melee champ, which goes good with Senna as well. Senna likes to be behind a bunch of tanky melee champs, healing them up and helping CC.
Whoa, okay.
Twisted Fate. So you want to Twisted Fate plus top lane counter pick carry, leave your Senna Tom weak side bot lane, and have your Sedge be top side with the TF gank. So this is all about
the mobility, the Tom Kench and the Twisted Fate. Able to get around the
double
map
global,
extremely well.
Senna can help out across the map, so triple global in a way.
Yeah.
I think for Mad City, it's all about picking a safe top laner. Nice. They're going to go with the Syndra again. I like seeing that champion.
That pick feels so much more impactful against a Twisted Fate than the Seraphine. Seraphine, just such a good champion. Really hard to play into. I think Syndra is going to be able to pick on and potentially punish this Twisted Fate in the laning phase
I think so.
With her poke.
I think Nar's the pick here. I don't know if this guy even plays Gnar. If he goes Riven, it's just really risky because TF can port to your lane over and over again to make you useless. So he'll blind Riven into a TF. I love this.
So like I said, we've seen him play the Riven in the previous week, and here it is, pulling it out again.
So what are you playing a Riven here? I think like Garen, Malphite, maybe Wukong. Some of these champs, pretty good matchup in a Riven. And then you call your Sedge up to camp, and you call your TF up to gank. It's all about the counter pick here in the top lane. What are they going to send in a Brown Man Darius? And a Shen. So Shen TF.
Yeah.
I was looking for a carry try. Yeah. I think the damage here now, if you have fasting Senna.
It's lacking in the early game enormously. Twisted Fate takes a long time to scale into a game and do damage, and even that, he is not that strong.
But it's full-on global. They should never be fighting an even numbers fight.
No,
it should always be outnumbered. If you outnumber your opponent, you don't need that DPS profile.
Yeah.
And if you give Senna enough time by playing the map properly, then she becomes your DPS, right? So they're not lacking in damage because they have a Senna.
So you just play the global as long as you can, and then you let the Sail or the Senna at 35 minutes scale into the game, and that's your damage there.
And now the Shen is such a weird pick. We really need to keep our eyes on TF's first port and Shen's first ultimate.
Yeah.
These spells, if you're not making the plays, the proactive plays with these champions, they'll fall off into versus their counterpart in
And-
other areas of the game.
And the first one, that level 6, the first ultimate that you make that game, can really dictate the flow of the early game.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't get utilized to its fullest potential, they have cooldowns that can be punished. Like let's say if you're Shen and you're making that ulti play into bot, and you leave Riven up in the top lane for that period of time while you
Couple
fight
plates,
and then back. Yes,
Herald.
you could be punished on it. So, yeah, I agree with you.
Absolutely.
It needs to. These mechanics need to be utilized correctly early on for them to,
And I think
inflict the flow or affect the flow of the early game.
I think the mistake for MEC is they're drafting global pieces, TF and Shen, so you double down on the global.
Mhm.
Your jungle is set up, and your bot side is a support and a tank, so it's Senna Tom. So you're basically playing strong side Senna Tom, given that the globals are going to be porting away from where they already are, which
Yeah.
logically you'd think they are. So if everybody's going bot lane, is it a Tom Kench carry game? We'll have to see. This is going to be a test of MEC playing a global comp.
Yeah, this is going to be another exciting one. Like we said before, the Karma is an Udyr. Just for you guys in chat, if you just popped in or you missed it, the Karma, pro draft, or sorry, pro draft, sorry. It does have its issues from time to time. Champion selection doesn't work or has a bug or, something like that. So that Karma pick is actually an Udyr pick. And
Happens.
yes, and that kind of shakes things up. I mean, dude, the Zillion Udyr is going to be running around like maniacs this game, I think. So.
Mad City have more tools in the heads-up playmaking, whereas MEC just have the map play and the globals. It really is a double-down global comp. Can't speak to that enough.
yeah. So
say it
right.
again.
We will be hanging out here, waiting for us to hop into the actual Rift. So don't go anywhere, guys. It's going to be another exciting game. Don't forget, Mad City taking a crazy victory in Game 1. Can they continue this streak and close it out at 3-0? Will we go to Game 5? We don't know, so make sure you guys don't miss any of it. We will catch you guys on the Rift in just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
On the backline, TP is channeled from McMasters to try and help at this fight. Seraphine comes out, huge 3-man ulti onto McMasters. Surprisingly, York seems to be staying in this fight. Galio with a 2-person taunt. They're actually getting some kills here. Viego has found some resets, finds their target on Thresh, gets another reset. And right now, it's just Raid Boss Volibear left alive. And honestly, McMasters comes out on top here with the Baron take and a quadra kill for Volibear, but York was out of this game.
Yeah.
They just killed 80% of the McMasters team. Now, obviously, again, it is a net positive for McMasters, but that is good for them. I mean,
yeah, it's just the Volibear is too much to deal with, and props to their comp. We see towards the end of the play, the Viego grabbing a triple here. We saw a massive Seraphine ulti extend across the entire river, hitting 3 members. Camille had a good angle onto Aphelios, who had to flash right away to avoid her slingshot. But at the end of the day, they could not DPS the Volibear. The members that do damage for York, the Camille and the Viego, cannot go toe-to-toe with that champion. And it's West Shamansi again on the Volibear with a quadra kill to just seal the deal for that fight for McMasters. But York University showing signs of life in their comp and the combos it can pull out.
yeah, that Rel engage, grouping everybody up, she's really hard to kill. Despite unfortunately, Viego kind of walks up and gets deleted from the game.
Yeah, good
With Dragon
sign.
coming up in 5 seconds, that does mean they're going to be sole point for McMasters, unless some crazy steal comes in from over the wall. But I suspect we won't be seeing that.
No, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Soul lined up at around 31 here for McMaster University, and York are probably going to have to scrape together everything they can to contest as we see a face check.
We do see an engage from York looking onto the Thresh to try to get something, but unfortunately McMasters is right on the other side of the wall here, ready to follow up. Volibear coming up behind the Camille. He does have ultimate available. He probably won't even need to use it. The tower is not going to deal damage to him at this point. And they were looking, but if you're looking, it's got to be somewhere where the enemy team is not. When you're this far behind, you want to find a target out of position unless you're confident you have the burst. Unfortunately, with how behind York is, I don't think they have burst. And even looking at their champions, they're not bursty champions to begin with.
Not much.
But, I mean, at least they're
Camille.
trying to make plays.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows that they still have the desire to win and desire to be aggressive and not shell up and slowly bleed out,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that was the right angle to take.
I think they were hoping after Drake. Oh,
Shockwave
nice
comes in. They're
Shockwave.
looking for chunks in the back. I mean, remember, Volibear still has access to ultimate, so a good Shockwave means that Volibear can initiate a dive, disabling the towers, potentially an end angle. Unfortunately, it didn't really look like Shockwave did a whole lot of damage there. I mean, you are against Seraphine,
Right,
AoE
right.
Shield, Moonstone, etc. When they're all grouped up like that, it's nothing too crazy is going to come out.
Sage Knight on the rail here, trying to walk out the McMaster University members as they look for recalls. And
Yeah,
they
I mean, I
find
think, Galealty channels onto the rel. They're looking for the engage. We do see Aphelios get
Aphelios
deleted.
down.
Unfortunately, Hecarim is terrorizing the back line, taking out Viego. He's actually, in my opinion, one of the primary DPSs that York needs to potentially salvage this fight. Camille
Yep.
does pick up another kill into Thresh. I mean, honestly, trading these kills is what York wants, but the
Watch
fight is
Camille
still
again.
going on. Seraphine ult, it was sandbagged this whole time, comes out late. I don't think they have the damage to kill Volibear here. Hecarim has another ult cast here. I believe I saw a cast not too long ago. And Volibear tries to get on top of the Camille with his ultimate. At this point, Camille's just running for her life. Fortunately for her, Hecarim is out of mana and can't get another E-charge there. I may be confused, but I thought I saw Hecarim ult twice in the whole trade there. Camille trying to buy some time. Her teammates are respawning. Viego is here. He does a ton of damage. But Oriana is still sitting back there. He gets deleted right away. It doesn't matter that Hecarim's Camille's looking for the stat kill onto Oriana while Oriana's team ends the game.
That's pretty rude.
We do have a freeze here.
It might be because they left the lobby or something. But it looks like it's going to be McMaster University.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are hopping into Game 2 of Semifinals, MAAD City versus MEC Hysteria. And just to clarify something as we get into this game, that call about the Karma being the Udyr was coming from our TO, and with my headset on and the discussion Diddy and I were having, I misconstrued the information. It was actually the Zillion was the Udyr, and the Karma was confirmed as Karma. So that was our fault, relaying the incorrect information, you guys. But as we're hopping into this game, that kind of changes up how I thought maybe this draft was going to play out. What do you think here? Do you think the Karma is better or worse for the comp
I
than
think
the Zillion?
Into Zillion, you're I'm sorry, you're into Tom Kench Senna. So you basically want to beat up on the Tom. You're assuming Senna will just be standing in the back. You want a range support. And move speed is good, so both the
both
Zillion and Karma provide that move speed. So when you think about the Udyr interaction, giving him a Karma, move speed is also useful. So I think similar functions in that sense, but when we're talking about the Zillion res and the way that these two supports apply CC, it gets a bit different. But I think in lane, similar function picks. So Not too
Not too
big
different.
of a change.
Yeah.
It depends on how you look at it and what stage of the game we're in, I think.
Okay. So we see both junglers starting on the bot side of the map. So we did talk about this before. Is that a mirrored start or a...
It's a mirrored start.
Okay.
Other one is opposite, right?
Yep. So, okay, so mirrored start here for both junglers. And we see the Udyr again, so we'll see how that plays out. And wow.
Riven's level 1 is so scary. Oh, no, this is lethal.
Wait a second.
But wait.
No.
The tower shot coming in.
All right. Let's hope Brown Man Darius didn't break his keyboard there because we need him to finish out this game. But, man, that feels bad having to burn the TP already against a Shen. But, dude, this man is a maniac.
He's already back to work just when he thought he was dead. Gray screen. He's just already beating on Shen again. Yeah, so Brown Man Darius, biting his tongue for that one. Took a tower shot. He probably didn't expect it, maybe with the Riven hop. But he did get the flash from Shen. So if there's any foreshadowing in this lane from that level 1, I think Brown Man Darius could use flash advantage to maybe get himself back in the game against the Shen. But nevertheless, giving over that first blood definitely feels bad moment. And now we see level 2s hit by both bot lanes. It's a Senatom rundown. The double stun will hit. It gives Tom another lick. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Mark Boots taking advantage of this matchup, but also eating a tower shot. So tower MVP for MEC Hysteria so far.
Dude, tower MVP. Never heard more guaranteed. Oh, dude, I'm stumbling over my words.
Never heard
today,
anything
guys.
truer?
Yes, I've never heard anything truer.
But is
than
truer
that.
a word?
I don't even know. I was gonna say I've never seen harder facts than that.
There you go.
There we go. But man,
See, I would have said truer, which isn't a word, so.
it's all good, dude. We're doing our best out here. Am I right?
We're doing our best.
But again, this game 1 just starting off with aggressive laning phases from all lanes, just taking these trades really early.
Yeah.
I like to see that kind of stuff. A lot of times in these games, teams are nervous. The pressure is on. You play really safe in your lane. But right here,
Castle,
everybody
let's
looking
look
for
for the
those
flash.
looks. Oh,
There's
and the flash stun.
Mark Boots needs to land the stun. I don't think he's quite in range.
Oh boy.
Oh,
That was so
zip the
close.
Zap, so
I
low
think
there.
the correct decision from Castle there. I think that it was if he had gone for that one last auto to kill him, he would have got gold card under tower. And
So
died.
Mark Boots needed to flash to Cinder combo that.
Yep.
I think that
It kind of seemed like maybe Mark Boots was not prepared for the flash from the Udyr. Maybe a little bit of a gap in communication during, those are split-second decisions.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're making that flash play like that, if you didn't...
Skaggy Cougar is on the hunt. He gets a lick on Digital Stain. He wants to use the heal to create some distance. Bone will give him a tap and get eaten by Skaggy. All right, a bit of a scuffle in the bot lane. But, so looking at that mid lane gank, right, from the Udyr, it's okay that Mark Boots didn't flash because now you have Syndra flash advantage on TF. So if Castle comes back, you can use Syndra flash to set up Castle if you want. So taking that 1-for-1 flash it's successful as long as you return and punish the no flash on the TF. Another thing, TF won't have flash for his first port.
Well, he doesn't have TP now, which also can punish his first ulti port.
Definitely. So, just a trade of resources here, and it's definitely a window for Mad City. But MEC Hysteria, as their comp hits 6, are going to have windows of their own that MAAD are going to have to track. You got to track the. Do you know the Shen ulti cooldown? Do you know all the TP timers? It scales with the game now. It's a lot of stuff to keep track of. And if you're just not about your wits for one given game into a global comp, you can find yourself outnumbered and behind. But we see a 2v2 breaking out, so almost lethal on Bone. The minions he's got to be 2 HP, but it's Poo-Poo here.
Oh!
Jin has flash. He's holding it. Oh my god, he's holding flash
Balls
forever.
Of steel.
And he doesn't have flash. He used it. Okay, sorry.
I was going to say, man,
dude,
if
I
he
swear
wasn't
I
flashing at that moment, holy moly.
He said balls of steel. I swear I looked and it was up, but...
Oh, here we go. Zip
there's
the
the
zap.
return. Oh, but the Shen ulti, this is what we're talking about. Is it going to be a 2v2? The taunt will miss because Mark Boots with a nice flash. Is there any continuation here? This 2v2 is so massive. Where the jungler is Sejuani's on the bot side. Oh, but the scatter the weak hits on the Shen. Is that enough for Castle to clean it up? It is. Poo-Poo's around the corner.
Watch out for that gold card. Woo!
Zip the zap. Looking for a stun, but Syndra has cleanse. He wants to bait for Poo-Poo here. Recalls coming in, and Mad City win the 2v2 into the Shen ulti. So remember, Chai, you talked about what if you don't capitalize on that? What is Brown Man Darius doing in the top lane? There's no TP from Shen. He has to walk to base. Brown Man Darius is freezing him out. So watch the CS lead of 8 go down here. Top is now bleeding, and if Leben doesn't have the items to crash his wave into Brown Man Darius, he could die to that Riven 6 so easily. So that is.
Yeah, he did pick up a Tiamat, so that can definitely help
you need
him
tabbies to crash
the
this wave.
But
you gotta have tabbies if you want to crash this wave. Okay, he's gonna die, I think.
To the Riven. She is 6 now.
Oh no, she let the wave. Oh no, she didn't. Yeah, I think Shen is dead here. I just have played against Riven so many times. He has nothing. Oh, he has his flash, but they both do. Yeah, it's just there's no way to deal with this, I think, for Shen.
Now you're just in trouble.
Yeah, he's just in trouble. He would need his Sejuani to come up, or maybe...
This is exactly what we're talking about. These are kind of the conditions of what happens from these first ultimates. They're so crucial to in affecting the flow of the early game. And look at how hard he's going to be punished here. Oh my god, it is all over for you. And this is going to be a nice, easy kill for Brown Man Darius.
And, you know, like, you see that one coming a mile away. You don't even need the Udyr gank, in my opinion. He's just dead because his wave is screwed and his jungle's on the bot side of the map. Not much else to say there other than maybe you hide in a bush and just soak XP and hope Riven.
Yeah, and I mean, now, like, this gap is only going to continue to increase here. Off of that kill. Still no TP. Lebien has to walk all the way from base again. As Riven crashes that wave and gets it back. I mean,
yeah,
this
watch
is
this
just
Riven
the
back.
perfect setup for Riven.
She may have gotten a plate or two. This is going to be a big recall here. She could go Mercs, and then, yeah, she does get Mercs. So when you're in a Shen Sejuani and you get Merc Treads, you're going to get out of their CC and heal on them with your Conqueror. You can 2v1 that in certain situations. Oh, but here's the TF port. This is nice and aggressive coming out from MEC Hysteria. One goes down. They're looking for hit him up, Rob. Skeggy has aggro. He does not care about turret shots whatsoever. And MEC Hysteria snapping on the bot lane.
Dude, that kind of tanking at this point in the game, man.
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Kench just
great play.
Yes.
Great utilization of the farm that you put on Tom Kench.
Yep.
100%. Love to see it. Oh, Tong goes in onto the Riven. I'm not sure if she can clap back there. And Shen again fighting to get his wave in. So when you buy Tiamat like that, oh, we have a scuffle in the mid lane. What is happening? It's a Herald drop for plates. Okay. Yeah, it looked like a whole fight. But it was just Herald dropping, created a lot of tension. That's all that was, I think. But what I was going to say about Tiamat is it auto pushes the wave, right? So
yeah.
Riven is going to have a...
continually putting yourself in a bad position.
Yeah, Riven has a freeze option every time. You see he pulls the wave into the brush. He might have messed that one up, but we have Jhin ulti coming down. Jhin Karma, lots of range, poke damage, putting...
Oh, and here's the ulti again.
Oh, but wait.
Wait a second.
That creates a 1v1. Brown Man Darius versus Poo-Poo. Poo-Poo with HP advantage, but look at this Riven fast combo. The flash auto. Brown Man Darius making it look too easy.
This man is clean.
He's clean. Confirmed clean on the Riven. And, yeah, she can just drop so much damage.
Yeah, this man just got a spit and shine before this game, and he is clean as hell.
Definitely the case here, as he will probably look to... Actually, I have no idea what Riven builds. Essence Reaver? I mean, Riven can build anything, and I can't keep track of what that
Sword Drinker, right?
Blue Smite. If you have a Warhammer already... I don't know. But
and pickaxe. So yeah, maybe Essence Reaver. I don't know what Essence Reaver is built out of.
It has the crit thing. I don't know if it has a pickaxe. Yeah, not sure what Riven will build, but we'll figure it out. Brown Man Darius will let us know unless he plans on buying nothing for the rest of the game. Then we'll just never know.
Oh no. Okay, here comes the TP.
Okay. Taunt flash, but remember those mercs. Brown Man Darius already kiting away, doing some damage. Here comes Gold Card. But again, the mercs.
Dude, he gets both.
Yeah,
this
they
is
both
terrible for MEC. I mean, this is not the kind of lead you want a Riven to have. And wow. Brown Man Darius 4-1 at 11 minutes.
And I don't know how much different that play looks without Merc Treads on Riven, but you got to know Riven has the Merc Treads. If you're going to flash taunt with TF coming for gold card.
TF and Shen both looking to lock her down and can't lock her down as well.
Yeah,
it's not as effective and getting extremely punished for it.
And when you get those Merc Treads, the precision that it takes to kill someone with those boots, it just goes up a bit. Sometimes that's all you need on a Conqueror champion like Riven who can heal back her
League
HP.
of Legends, a game of minor differences, especially
absolutely.
at a level like this. It all comes down to those minute things, like you're saying. The difference that Merc Treads makes might be so small, but in League of Legends, every small win is great.
Okay, we have 3v2. It's Castle running in face first. He's going to lock Bone up. There's no E. Skeggy is pretty much food here for another kill on Castle. I think this game is getting a bit out of control here for MEC.
The curtain call of 4 for 4. And yeah.
We'll have to see, can they answer back? Here comes the Sejuani Glacial Assault. Can they get the gold card? Not quite on Mark Boots.
Oh, and here's Riven.
Zip really wants it, but Brown Man Darius closing the gap with his Riven jumps. Hit him up, Rob, with a slow. Here comes the tag on the stun. The gold card onto the Riven, but nice. Merc Treads means you just keep going. They're under turret now. Brown Man Darius taking a few tower shots. Zip the zap. Relatively healthy. Senna R just means Riven ease. And yeah, you know, the buff to Riven was taking time off of her E, increasing her mobility, her playmaking, and her overall sustain in fights. This champion is definitely on the map try.
So is that a core drinker that she's working on, or is it a?
I think so at
what's
this
that
point.
other item called?
When you see the whip, I think it means gore drinker on Riven, but Riven just spams CDR components, and like you never know what that champ's gonna build. I shouldn't have brought it up.
I know. Now we're gonna. All right, yeah, take it back.
I take it back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not worried about it anymore.
But look at the triple Merc Treads. So this is just.
I hate to say it. This one's looking like an extreme Mad City win. To think that they pulled the game out last game when MEC was so far ahead, and it looked like a great start for MEC. Where is the angle where MEC can bring this game back? The game has to go 40 minutes because Senna has to scale while she's being fasted like this. If you have this Riven 5-0, Udyr 4-0, sorry, 5-1 on the Riven, 4-0 on the Udyr. If they continue this pressure up, you're never going to make it to the point in which you need to for your champions to scale into the game. Am I mistaken?
No, I think it's pretty doomed for MEC. We talked so much about they needed to use those globals to get themselves an advantage. The best thing we saw was the TF port bot lane into a dive. That was great. But what does that mean? It means Senna gets a kill. Okay, I agree. She needs a bit more time in this comp. How does MEC make it work? You got to play the map like perfectly and use your globals to create odd-numbered fights, make picks essentially to get yourself back in this game. But if you go toe-to-toe with that Riven, if you go toe-to-toe with that Udyr, you're not going to win those fights. We see Castle. Basically, every time he wants to cross the map, he gives Zip the Zap a little visit. And he'll get his flash the one time, and the next time he visits, he'll use his flash. There's no flash on Zip the Zap. Just too easy for the Udyr once he gets Chem Tank, and he's off to a nice start like we see here. Last game, the Udyr was farming while Sejuani was active, but we see Sejuani with 0 KP, not finding the value on that champ. Farming decently, but it's all about the effect that they have had so far with their comp. It just doesn't look good for MEC.
Oh, that is big damage going on to Digital Stain here, though.
Yeah, maybe the magic of, you know, fasting Senna. Oh, okay.
Oh, the ultimate missing, though, is
bit of
so
a
detrimental. Oh, Mark
She turns,
Boots.
Mark Boots turns and kills the TF Sales Cleanse. There it is, and Castle is here to save the day, but the W from the Sejuani still gets the kill, and now it's a duel, but Shen is on his way.
Oh, but so is Riven.
Here comes the port. Where's the taunt? I think he might want to save taunt for when Riven shows up because he's stunned up now. Still no taunt from Shen. Riven's here to clean up, but nice dash away from Poo Poo means the Riven XQ won't kill him. Do they chase Brown Man Darius with the flash forward and whip spike? Shen, I don't know where he's going because he looks to turn to do what? He just dies.
What are those?
2 for 0 now off of the Shen ulti. When you're using your cooldowns and plays are going down like that, it's just bad news. Nice outplay coming out from Mark Boots. He does go down, but man, he creates a 3-for-1 situation off the back of what MEC thought looked like a good angle. And this bot lane, with the result of the game in the mid, they're just getting scrappier and scrappier. Castle with the absolute most disrespect tower take I've ever seen will probably just run away right in the face of Zip the Zap. Now you see the lack of wave clear in mid and just zone control from TF coming in.
These are those games, I say this, I feel like every week, but TF being a champion, I have a lot of games on.
Every champion.
But
is it a dive bot? Mark Boots trying to kill Skeggy. He does. That Tom with low health under
careful here,
turret.
Mark Boots. You're in a bit of a situation, but can he take down Bone before he dies? No.
Oh, but does he burn him with the Leandries?
He
sure does. Mark Boots 2 for 1 under turret. That was a flex play if I've ever seen one.
Damn. As I was going to say for the TF here, you're in a scenario in this game where you don't really have any chance to come back. Seriously.
No,
like, the play you made earlier in the game, great play in the bot lane. Those type of plays have to be consistent, and you have to control your lane well enough that you don't give up too much. I think he lost lane, died a few times to the ganks, burned his flashes on the ganks, and only one successful ult, and now he is too far behind that he will never scale into this game. I mean, Twisted Fate, not an extreme scaling champion, but if you continue to make the plays and you're picking gold, you're picking up the gold, you could get some items, you can do the damage, but by no means can you carry a game through Twisted Fate from damage alone. It has to be through the ultimates, and we've only seen one play out in his favor. As I say that, is this going to be a second one?
In. They're looking for hit him up Rob on the Karma, but the help is on the way. The Tom Kench ulti as well. We have multiple TPs coming in. We're looking front to back. It's Brown Mandarius in the front. Gets the flash from Zip the Zap. Goes in. Where's his Gore Drinker? He stuns. He runs, but he will fall. Shutdown on the Senna and a glimpse of light for MEC Hysteria.
Yes, and so we saw there the globals just coming out with what the game plan was. That was the intentions, to overwhelm any of the plays through just pure numbers. But unfortunately, hit him up Rob not even going down there. So Brown Mandarius trying to save that play, does save hit him up Rob's life by stalling out the rest of the team from chasing him down, but unfortunately goes down himself and gives up the shutdown.
Drake up in 10. Brown Mandarius spawning in 7. He can get there pretty quickly, but if MEC decide to rush this, they'll have numbers. Syndra pushing mid. They're doing the Mad City up the gut play. This is see if you don't have mid control and you're looking for Drake, this is what good players will do. They'll say, okay, if you're overcommitting, we'll look to get something else on the map, because until Ribbon shows up, it's on numbers. But Castle is actually going to look for a steal angle. He gets taunted up, he flashes, but the Drake already goes down to MEC, and now it's a turn on a Castle. He'll get stunned up by Sejuani here. They got to chain that CC. They got to fight. They got to keep going. In numbers, we have a one-on-one in the mid lane. TF, that's not... TF does not want to duelist Syndra. He wants to be with his team, but that's okay. Mark Boots just showing why we know his name in the mid lane here.
So this is scary for them. I think this Ribbon is going to go nuts right here.
Ribbon hopping the wall. It's Brown Mandarius, Skeggy Cougar eating up the damage. He's pretty tanky, but where is the Senna? Where is the help here? They're just fleeing. They're going to let Skeggy drop.
I think they know that they can't step to Ribbon.
Yeah, they need Ribbon to be answered with chain CC and outnumbered to deal with that champion. And a bit of a game here, but you got to believe Mad City feeling great right now. And we saw a glimpse of light from MEC Hysteria using the globals to make a play that gets them Drake. That's great. But when it comes to actually fighting, scrapping it out, it's Brown Mandarius getting too much done on this Ribbon.
Let's see here. We need to. So I think Digital Stain need to be careful out here, just trying to get as much gold as he can, take some of these camps from MEC, but definitely needs to be careful because he could get locked up. Like we said, there's a lot of CC, the global ultimates. You don't want to get caught out in their jungle alone as an ADC, and that looks like you don't give them any chance to come back in this game. If you're looking to close this game out, you need to be careful because at the flip of a dime, any of these members could be on you with the rest of their team.
Yeah.
Backing them up.
And Senna completed Rage Blade, so Senna is a damage threat now. Took her 20 minutes. That's not awful considering, she's fasting. But we'll have to see if that Rage Blade really has an effect on how these fights look, because I wouldn't be surprised if Senna can start actually hitting pretty hard here, can maybe change the waters a bit, but still control Mad City.
Ooh,
so
like
far.
that's some damage.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, it's the idea is that you get more souls
Mm-hmm.
when you're fasting. So if you are able to complete items, you get 2 items, and you have more souls than you otherwise would if you're farming. You get that long range earlier, and you start hitting pretty hard.
Why do you get more souls if you are not farming?
You have Udyr running down Zip the Zap with the help of Syndra. Shen ulti coming in. Heroic entrance to save the day. The taunt will go back. Can they turn the play on the Udyr? He is tanky. Everybody's on the way
this
now.
is
It's
what
a
we
full-on
said.
fight. They pick the Karma to start the fight. It's a 1-for-0, but looking at the middle of the map, I think we have multiple members here taking that mid turret as a trade. So if you overcommit with your globals, you're going to leave something up weak. And if Mad City have their wits about them, they'll punish that. But what? Oh,
Yeah,
why do you get more souls?
Yeah, what is...
To be honest, it's hard to keep track of Senna and her souls. They get changed so often, but I just think if you have maybe more gold, more farm, the soul rate
is lower.
yeah, I actually don't know.
Like the support, like if you play Senna as a support, the way to balance that champion for both roles is that if you're playing support, you're picking up more souls.
I think
potentially is the idea behind that.
Okay. You're making me want to like look it up and know for sure. You know, maybe I will later today, but I think that's about how it goes. So.
Okay.
And the idea is, you know, you get more value out of a fasting Senna who's still useful without farm, and then farm on your support, who is, of course, a bit more useful with the farm. So,
yeah.
CS for CS, you should be getting more out of the fasting Senna lane, but it's a matter of hard carrying the game at this point for Bone. So we'll have to see as we see Mad City starting up Baron with no fear at 22:50. Drake is up in a minute. Good to know, but we'll have to see. Is it a steal look for Poo Poo?
I think they know the globals are down. I think they win the head-on fight, so they just said, okay, let's start the Baron.
And Castle's up 1 level, so if he is confident, he'll say, yeah, we can take 50-50. I'm level 13 to 12, but then it's like a 60-40 at that point. Oh, but Bone is out of position, and Brown Mandarius finds him, but he gets eaten by Tom Kench. But once that's down, he needs to flash, and Brown Mandarius finds him again. 2 ribbon angles here to just kill the Senna, and the fight's over. This could be a Brown Mandarius pentakill, but he fails the hop over the wall. The Jin curtain call coming out, doing exactly that as members fall for MEC Hysteria. They don't even care about Sejuani. Hit him up, Rob, looking to lock down Zip the Zap, and Brown Mandarius he's just killing everybody on this ribbon. The E will come out for TF, but Brown Man is just waiting at the bottom of the stairs. Will catch Zip the Zap, take him down to 1, but does not care about turrets.
This man is unstoppable.
Yeah, blue card not going to help him. Mark Boots with the American Sniper to take out Tisafate, but we have members recalling and in base looking to maybe address the situation here, but they are just lacking people here. Only a few members to speak of. We have Shen leaving base.
Out there, but run right back to Baron right now. I mean, look at they're healthy.
Yeah, they
low on
could.
the mana on the
maybe if you use that much. So
okay, Dragon. Sorry, I didn't realize Dragon's up. So
Drake just a bit safer of a
thing,
bet. But then try it's reset, go straight back to Baron. Yeah, and if you're MEC, you can maybe look to rush Baron here and trade it.
They are.
So yep, that's what they'll do. I mean, passing Senna with a Rage
saying like we're going right to it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go right to it. They're burning the Baron down. It's looking at 8K.
Oh, no.
Going
I don't
down.
think this looks good for
moderately 5K, 4K, 3. The boys have shown up. It's Mad City to crash the party, and it's going to be a full-on engage, a flash. And Udyr steals it. Castle steals the Baron, and now the fight will develop here, and it looks good for. It actually looks good for MEC Hysteria until Senna goes down. Watch the Senna. Oh, but she gets dropped by the Jin. 4th shot. And I take that back. It's Mad City all day with a 4 for 1, 4 for 2.
And the Digital Stain with a triple kill on the Jin. And oh no. Poo Poo, run.
Poo Poo run. I think he'll get away.
I don't know.
Castle with a flash steal to punish the Baron take. Do they look Nexus here? Try.
Oh, and there goes Poo Poo. He's going down, and this is a fucking win angle.
It's a win angle as they go onto the base turrets here. They're knocking them down 1 by 1. Where's the defense? Where are the members? Where's the HP? Senna is alive. Tom Kench is alive. It's actually a defend. It's a defend. Mad City need to retreat. And yeah, based on the fight call, I don't know why I thought it looked good for MEC Hysteria. The Jin 4th shot.
You were focused on Brown Mandarius, and Jin was in the back, full HP. just doing his thing.
You know, you forget about the AD carry for a half a second, then he fourth taps your Senna. But it all was about the Baron steal, giving over that buff to the team right as the fight started. Not to mention it was MEC who's tanking the Baron. As you tank Baron, you lose resist. You are weaker in the ensuing fight. So when Udyr shows up and gets that beautiful smite steal, it was all downhill for MEC. I thought they could pull it out, but once Senna fell down, their comp just falls extremely flat.
So, Mad City up 10K gold, and oh no, they're catching Tom here. Can they kill him though? I mean, this man is tanky.
In theory, they shouldn't be able to just kill him that easily, but look at Brown Mandarius. He could kill Shen as easy as I've ever seen it. Oh, and that is some brutal damage.
Yeah, this is, again, another win
angle
here. But
some chain CC on the castle, but look how much he can eat. Look at that, he does drop. The TF port comes in. The gold card instantly Captain Jack cleansed by Digital Stain. That was pretty clean. And Brown Mandarius with a beautiful angle will force the Zanyas out of Zip the Zap. He is 100% dead, and it's going to be Nexus. Current call.
Oh, and those clip. 1, 2. Oh!
Oh, the fourth shot calls the curtain, not only for Tom Kench, but this entire game.
Bada bing, bada boom. Mad City taking another win here.
Brown Mandarius is absolutely unstoppable. Mark Boots with the suicide kamikaze kill. They're looking to flex a bit. They're looking to get those kills. The KDA, everybody's dropping. And it's on to the Nexus for Mad City as they improve to 2-0 in this series.
Wow. Mad City coming out just looking spectacular today.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew that. We knew that this team, very high-level team, great players, great champion pool diversity among a lot of their members. And, you know, I am surprised with the first game, but, you know, it's somewhat to be expected. This team is so good.
Yeah, this team is definitely the favorites heading into this. For those of you just tuning in, it's the 1 versus 4 matchup. So it's the very top team of our league against the 4th place playoff contender, MEC, a great team, knows how to win games, can compete at a high level, made it in the playoffs, but they're up against the 1 seed. If you didn't see Game 1, MEC Hysteria came out to a few thousand gold lead. We're making plays all over the map and looking great. But Mad City ran it right up the gut and forced a quick end. In this game, you know what, I think it all ended when Shen used his alt mid. And,
I think so, too.
And Riven
really?
froze on
I mean,
him.
and we kind of had predicted the potential flop from their comp if a scenario like that happened. And it did. And Riven took that, and that little bit of an advantage turned into a complete disaster for the top lane, giving Riven so many resources to scale extremely well into the game, and it just, you know, paid off really well for Mad City and was detrimental for MEC.
Yeah, and it takes me back to draft where you have a Twisted Fate and they lock Riven. So now you're into a snowbally fighter, and what you should do is take a counter pick. Like, I don't know why, but Garen comes to mind. Like, I like to play Wukong, but I don't know if everybody would do that. Something that can fight her, and then you port top and try and shut her down. What they did was the opposite. They poured more eggs into the global basket, leaving Riven with a matchup where not only can she win it, but if you try and use your global on the other side of the map and you give her a freeze, it ends your game. Like, actually ends your entire game, because Brown Mandarius, after he gets that freeze, he tells Castle, hey, Shen needs to clear this wave, and then they gank him. And then, obviously, we got to see the rampage on Riven. I think what I would have done is maybe look for a counter fighter matchup top lane where your TF is the support and you're constantly porting top, shutting the Riven down.
Yeah.
But probably easier said than done against Brown Mandarius.
Definitely. And, you know, from our point of view, as we watch retrospectively, is that the right term?
Sure.
Like,
it works.
What did you say?
It works.
It works. But in hindsight, you could you know, look at these plays and dissect them and say, oh, you could have done this or could have done that. But, man, when you got Brown Mandarius just whooping on your ass, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you can throw all my preparation out the window. You could throw everything I know about the game, because when I am afraid to get near my minions, I can't process all the little details of the game.
Exactly.
I kind of just tail between my legs. So if I'm that Shen, I'm just hurting. And it came down to a team game as well. As we saw.
No, definitely.
We saw a lot of, like, Mad City. If you're going to if you're going to overcommit to Drake, they'll go play the map.
Mad City is spectacular at punishing the small mistakes teams are making in this league.
Yeah.
Really, really well done and quite impressive, honestly.
Oh, for sure. And for our #1 team, I expect nothing less because this is a very competitive league we have here.
No,
They had to
definitely.
beat a lot of good teams to
And
get this seeding.
That's what's even more crazy about it. For them to look this dominant in some of these games, when you take a look at the whole league itself, all of these teams are great teams.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen them all play really, really great matches. And to see a team still do so well against these guys in these playoff games, like, MEC is a great team. They've made it into our top 4, making it into playoffs, played some amazing matches, played game 1 really, really well.
Right,
but
right.
they make that one mistake, and Mad City is out here punishing those. Credit to those guys just doing really, really well, displaying their competitive prowess in League of Legends.
And it's another thing to be said is it's playoff time, and that's when everything matters. It's playoff time. So Mad City, you got to hope are bringing their A game, putting it all out on the Rift, and we get to see it. And that's what's so great about this league is, nothing is being held back. As we see, MEC finally will ban Udyr. The champion is a must-pick or ban in every game on this patch, so that finally goes down.
I like those 2 bans.
Yeah,
these
are
out here first.
2 good bans. We could talk about now the Riven ban, the Darius ban. What do you ban? If they've been banning top in the first round.
So here's my question. Is this man really just a Darius maniac that they have to ban it out?
His name is Brown Man Darius.
Yeah, but is that just is he Darius? Is his name Darius?
Is he actually Darius?
You know what I'm saying? Is he a Darius main or is his name Darius?
Oh, his name could be Darius.
They just see his name in there. I mean, of course.
He probably has Darius on his match history.
I was going to say, these teams, of course, are doing their due
OBGD.
diligence to go back and look at these players' match history. So I'm assuming the Darius ban is warranted and it's not based off of his name only.
I think that's we'll go with that for sure. He's probably nuts on Darius if I had to guess. I wouldn't want to play against
so
Darius
will we
for
see
sure.
a Darius ban right here? Let's find out. It's been their first 3 bans both games, and no, they let it through. So
they could ban it second round because typically you don't pick top first 3.
Yeah, but I mean, these guys are maniacs. They are Mad City.
They can do it. Mad City can break the some of the rules. That's for sure. We're getting a stat report.
Oh boy. Okay. Stat report from our wonderful holy boxers over here is Brown Man Darius does have a 5-1 KDA as well as a 79% win rate on Darius. So, we don't care about that.
Yeah, so proficient to say the least on that champion, and we'll have to see if they pull it out this game. Thresh being first pick, this is not only a take but a deny as far as I'm aware, because we've seen Thresh pop up on the ban list many times.
The last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so what I like about Thresh and picking him early in the draft phase is he's pretty much good in every game. He offers you a lot of tools: engage, disengage, CC. He's a bit of tankiness. The lantern always comes in handy. We say Braum pick up now.
Braum, I like that pick. I haven't seen a Braum in a while.
Braum.
I'm not gonna lie.
I like Braum, yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's just...
I wonder what they got up their sleeves for this pick. Whoa.
Oh, and a Kane. So Braum, Kane, 1-2 for Mad City. Kane, I don't think we've seen out of Castle. So
I don't think we've seen Kane once this entire season.
So try. All of these jungles are power farmers. Olaf, Hecarim, Nidalee, Talia, Lilia, Udyr. And that's what Castle played. So he is now adding his 7th power farming jungler to the champ pool that we have now seen. This guy's impossible to ban. You see they banned Lilia and Udyr. He has plenty more up his sleeve, and now it's going to be Kane.
Yeah, you see the classic Thresh Aphelios.
Yeah, I love this duo. It's great at all stages of the game. It really comes down to the proficiency of the players on these champions. They're both pretty tough to
master.
Yeah, definitely. So it comes down to the little things when you lock those 2 champs in. And what's a nice third here? The blind Renekton. It's a good bet.
So we're going to see the Darius, right? Hey.
Yeah, I like that call. I mean, I think either champion can win this matchup. I'm excited to see if any of them will take an offensive summoner. Like if Darius takes Ghost and Renekton takes TP, then it's Darius favored. If Renekton takes Ignite, then I think it's actually Renekton favored. I'm not sure if Darius is like a counter, but I think it comes down to the sums that they take oftentimes when you're looking at a Darius.
So Mad City banning the Twisted Fate here.
Yeah, because they have a carry top now. So if you actually lock TF, you can port on Darius and 2v1 him on command.
The Lucian ban. So something I didn't say out loud, but I was thinking like they're taking the Braum. Are they going to take a Lucian? Like that's kind of spicy. I like it.
I think MEC is with you on that idea. As they ban the Lucian out away, they don't want to see that pretty powerful duo. Lucian, a champ that can double auto in between.
One of my favorite duo bot lanes to play and to watch. It's exciting. The way the lanes can play out is exciting when you put those two together.
Definitely. We'll have to see if MEC wants to take Syndra away here. Mad City has gone to Syndra so early in the draft that they just love this pick. But we also know that Mark Boots can play a slew of champions. So LeBlanc they'll actually take away, leaving the Syndra up.
So I think that pick... that ban for Mad City is an Orianna ban.
Okay.
Again, a pro draft mishap, but we do see in chat they're saying that's an Orianna.
Sometimes pro draft is harder than league.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah,
I think ever since we've ever used pro draft, it's always had
its issues.
Its issues.
That's for sure. Tristana coming in to pair with the Braum into Aphelios Thresh. Eyes on this bot lane matchup. Should be,
I think it's a volatile bot lane this game.
Definitely. One thing to note is Thresh can flay Trist out of her jump. So if she goes to wind up the jump, as soon as she leaves the ground, Thresh can pull her back and deny that. So if you land a hook as Thresh and you get onto Tristana, she can't really jump away when you're on top of her. So one thing to look out for, you can Lantern your Aphelios, and now you have 2 champs on top of Tristana.
Good players will wait it.
Oh, I'm not sure if that's actually a Camille because they double lock. So maybe we might get a report here on actual champ pick. And if that's the case, Mad City needs to know what got locked so they can pick
Kiana.
as well.
They're saying it's Nidalee and Kiana.
Oh, I love that so much.
Me too.
Have you watched any of the YouTube videos of Midbeast watching that Kiana player?
Yes.
Yes,
Insane.
okay, good. Yes.
I watched those.
Yeah.
I sent those to Ghost one time. So now we're getting sidetracked.
No,
one of our buddies who plays Kiana.
Yeah.
It's like, is it China or Korea, that Kiana? I think it's China super server.
I'm not sure.
Like
Okay.
So I think in the Chinese super server, there's a Kiana who's like the rank 1 Kiana player, maybe rank 1 player on these servers, and he is disgusting.
It's
Kiana
must see. Everybody
has
needs to
such
go watch
insane
that.
potential here. So I'm excited to see. I don't think we've seen a Kiana yet in the
No.
LSS, so.
To me, it's just I am so excited
But
to
Kiana
see
versus
the pick.
Galio is not necessarily dream scenario for Kiana.
But it is a lane you can kill 2v1 if Kiana hits him with the Ice Shard and the Nidalee Spear.
Yeah.
But yeah, Galio, relatively safe pick. You kind of hate to see it, but when you draft Kiana on blue side, they get to answer with a pick. So they said, no, we're not going to give you a mage that you can just one-tap in lane. We're going to give you this Galio. It's kind of a brick wall that'll, be porting top and maybe killing Renekton. But when you add the Nidalee in the mix, you have quite a reliable combo with the Kiana stun in a Nidalee Spear or Kiana ulti in a Nidalee Spear. I don't think there's a champion that can survive that at 6, the damage out of those two.
Yeah,
but look at this swag.
So, you guys, this champion pick ban, our pro draft, brought to you guys by Champion Teamwear. And if you guys did not know, we are partnered with Champion. We got some really, really awesome gear here. Great quality clothing. This is just the beginning of it. If you guys want to check us out, onelifetoplay.com/shop. Great quality clothing, some great designs. So, got to cop some. Not going to lie.
That's an instant cop. I love Champion clothing. I buy it on my own free time now for like workout clothes or whatever.
Me too. They produce great quality clothing.
Yeah.
Comfortable, good material.
Definitely.
Up there.
Stylish, especially with the One Night to Play.
Yes. My favorite one, my personal favorite, the One Life to Play Champion quarter sleeve.
Okay.
The white and black one.
Yeah.
The college design One Life to Play across. Baseball tee. I'm being corrected by the wonderful Holy Boxers. She's like, come on, you got to call me out like that. Yeah, I do.
I'm being corrected by Holy Boxers.
But yeah, definitely one of my favorite ones. They look great. They fit great. If you guys are looking to pick something up, I just go ahead and suggest if you're getting something for the first time for One Life to Play, pick up one of those. They look great, they feel great, and they fit great. So
They're nice to game in because the sleeve doesn't go all the
exactly.
way to your hand.
I love
So
that.
it,
Yeah,
like,
like
cuts-
having
it
the
stops
sleeve
right here.
or like a hoodie sleeve like
Oh,
on your desk with your
I hate
mouse.
playing
I
with
hate
hoodie
that.
sleeves.
I'll be gaming and I got the one sleeve rolled up like because I just can't with the mouse.
I don't even like rolling my sleeve up because then it's got that like it like squeezes my arm. I just there's a few like hoodies I have at home that I can game in and a few that I just can't based
they're
on
too
like the
fitted.
sleeve. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I feel that.
And that's why like I stream in my llama pullover like every time because that's like I can't even feel it.
Because it's so light
yeah.
and like the sleeves aren't tight.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
It's
it's
like
nice
nothing's
too.
there and it keeps me
Mhm.
nice and warm.
All right. So with that being said, don't forget, guys. Champion Select brought to you by Champion. Check out that gear. OneLifeToPlay.com/shop, and do not go anywhere because we are going to head out for a quick break while we load into the game, and we will catch you guys on the Rift for this game, guys. Is this going to be the final game?
It's a reverse.
We don't know. Don't go anywhere.
Reverse sweep incoming. University taking away game one, but Jin, it really looked to me like York was showing us how their comp works. They were putting together some of the combos, and they got a pretty free pick on the Aphelios. But at the end of the day, I think it was the Volley Bears unkillable, and the Hecarim went unanswered. You saw he was able to duel the enemy.
Alrighty, and we are live with the first game of the day, York versus McMasters. And right off the bat, I just want to talk a little bit more about McMasters' comp, because I personally give a lot of praise to York's comp, during draft as we're leading into the load screen here. But we deliberated off camera a little bit more, and kind of came to the conclusion that McMasters, their comp is going to be significantly stronger early. And one point that I brought up is, if York goes into mid-game on even playing field, I think they do have the better comp. But it's going to be hard to do that.
Yeah, because of the agency that you have in the top side with the Camille Viego and the Galio supporting, I think the skirmishes in River against the Hecarim that's pre-6 could go in the favor of the Viego. We talked about his clear speed, but my next question is, can he impact the map with his level 3, or will he try to just farm alongside the Hecarim? Because to get an advantage in the top side of the map, he would have to look to be active early. And so just really interested in PM's clear here and where he decides to take his first play.
Yeah, I think he definitely does look to gank early. Maybe topside, we'll see. He is starting a bot. Hecarim generally wants to full clear in most cases, and that's an advantage that Viego can take is, okay, you're going to full clear, I can gank uncontested, potentially. Obviously, if Hecarim's nearby and the gank doesn't go quite right, he can counter, so there's that risk.
Yeah.
But again, even in a hard commit gank with Viego, he's going to heal a lot, and he still has access to his passive, even without his ultimate, so where he can consume that champion, get a little bit of a heal, become untargetable. He can do that pre-6, so it's not super risky to force a gank, and then obviously topside, it's Camille. It's super easy to gank for that.
Yeah, definitely. But I should shout out to Weshimansi, who we interviewed last week after he was just destroying top laner game after game with the Volley Bear. He was raid boss status, like Volley Bear rework status on this champion. But I assume that Anthony and York University have done their research and seen that, and they'll know how to temper their aggression, because I spoke to the 3v3 on the top side. The one piece that is really hard to fight against in the river is that Volley Bear, right? But he's easy to target and maybe burst, but he packs a punch on his own. So my eyes are on the McMaster University top laner there if fights do break out on that side of the map.
Yep, so far not much has happened. I mean, Volley Bear is pushing in. He is the stronger champion. Viego and Hecarim are topside. Right now, technically, Volley Bear is open to a gank, but we'll see what happens. Good trade by Camille. She found a window. There comes the Q by Volley Bear into a huge one-sided trade. That's what I'm talking about. We do see a fight break out. Bot lane, Fresh hits a hook, but unfortunately gets CC'd under tower, takes his tower shot into Ignite by the Rel in first blood. So the The Q came out for Thresh. It looked like they were going to get a really solid trade. Unfortunately, there's so much CC between the Seraphine and the Rel that he got locked up under tower and then immediately turned around. We do see Viego looking for that early gank. I don't know if this will really amount to much. We do see teleports coming in to try to turn this. Hecarim is here for the counter. Unfortunately, Viego has dropped right away. Taunt coming up by Galio to see if he can find anybody as his Camille dies, but doesn't look like there's much to be done. Is forced to flash ult to survive.
Yeah, so a ton to recap here. Just a surprising outcome in the bot lane here with Seraphine getting first blood of all champions. Kudos to McMaster University, the duo, knowing that they're Aphelios Thresh, they should look for kill threat, but just the execution and a tower shot means that they get that. But on the top side, we saw Hecarim was able to full all the way to level 4, which means completing his Krugs and show up to that skirmish. So if you are the level 3 ganker in Viego in this case, you need to get there in the impact before Hecarim gets his level 4 and shows up. We also saw the Galio TP come in to try and trade, but at the end of the day, win over to McMaster University. And to start that off, both top laners flashing because of the kill threat that Volibear was able to generate after that really deep trade that we saw right before camera panned down.
Yeah, definitely 2 kills for nothing and 3 flashes down. It was a rough start for York, and we just saw we do see a potential gank angle coming here in the mid lane from Hecarim with the roam by Thresh. Luckily for York, Galio gets out. But, looking into that gank, and even after Camille came back, you saw how much damage Volibear does.
Yeah.
If he's able to get that Q off, obviously that lightning strike's going to come down and give him the shield. He has pressed the attack. He's going to proc that. It's so much damage. We saw Camille right before that gank happened go for a quick little trade. It looked fine. And then she walked up for another auto, and immediately Volibear hits the Q, E, press the attack, proc, and she's 10% HP. It's crazy. And we do have replay coming in. Now, at this point, Viego was already in alone. Camille came in a little late here, and so he's 1v1ing that Volibear. He gets basically one-shot by the PTA Volibear, and Camille comes in a little too late. She's already chunked out from that poor trade she took just before this gank happened. They just didn't have the HP to work with, and if they were going to do anything, they had to do it together, because as we talked about, they can brute force the gank, but if it doesn't go quite the right way, and Hecarim's going to be nearby to counter, and Viego, Volibear 1v1ing anyone in the early game, Volibear's going to win.
Right, definitely. We talked about him as this strong kind of rock of a piece that they put in the top lane here, and it was like, okay, if you're going to focus my lane, I'm just going to take hard trades, and I do think the mistake was in the Camille. Once you get that Q2 trade off, you need to respect the answer Q trade from the Volibear. If you let him connect on that, then your play kind of fumbled. We also saw Venerated, I believe, was first to TP on the Orianna, so McMaster's first to strike, quicker to get members there, and using their Volibear.
We do see a potential engage by the Rel, but Lantern right up at the thresh means that Aphelios goes to safety. They do hook, not quite in the tower range, and Root comes onto Aphelios, takes a ton of damage. This is actually impressive to me to see how much damage the Seraphine Rel lane is pumping out. It looked like they wanted to fight there. Lantern got him to safety, but they still found follow-up CC in a huge chunk. It's like, okay, you think you're safe, but you're not.
Yes, putting on display the power of the Seraphine in the AD role. We talked about her flexibility as a champion, and I'm really happy that...
see a face check. This might be a look. Doesn't look like they opt for it. They do back off. Q goes wide by Thresh. This means they have to retreat their position lane.
Yeah, and they're just going toe-to-toe with the Aphelios Thresh lane. They did get a kill early, but it's still kind of surprising to see that damage come out. And we talked off stream for a second. I mentioned that FlyQuest yesterday to open the LCS. Oh, I thought that could have been an angle. To open the LCS, they red side locked 1 and 2 Seraphine, Rel, and ran it in the bot lane. So it's really a combo that coaches and observers out there should be aware of and maybe take notes and look to draft in their games. As Seraphine with the 1 kill for York University. Is it like an AP Seraphine carry angle, or is it Moonstone and Chill? That's what I'm looking to find out.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they have plenty of damage in Camille and Viego, and they have spread magic damage between Galio and Seraphine. They don't need Galio and Seraphine to hit incredibly hard. They just need to,
and it will be
hit.
Moonstone, yeah.
Deal some relevant damage because Viego and Camille will follow up with the rest. and having the Moonstone, etc. support style items to enable Viego and Camille to play really aggressively makes sense. I would be surprised. Yeah, when we do see the component item for Moonstone come out, so it looks like that is going to be what it is.
To me, the consensus is it's always Moonstone, maybe unless you have another one on your team or something. But just interesting looking at the scoreboard and seeing it would appear that maybe you would want to play outside, but since it's double support, I think you maybe are still looking to play around your Viego, Camille, and to check in with the junglers here. Viego is keeping up relatively well, only down 2 CS here to the hacker.
Basically negligible, but that top lane, though, 20 CS deficit makes sense given how poorly that gank went, and it's also a hard matchup-ish, at least.
Yeah, and does that take away their primary angle for York University, having that Camille be down in CS and possibly levels as well? Does that make the map easier for Hecarim to navigate?
Yeah, I think that gives, again, the last thing McMaster wants is York to enter mid-game on equal footing, and I still really think that's the only way York starts to run away with the game. That's clearly not going to happen at this point. I mean, since that gank went poorly for mid lane as well, right? There's another 20 CS deficit. It actually looks like 30 CS deficit, although wave is crashing. Mid lane, that was a result of that gank as well. Potential engage here. Viego has come. That's actually.
Oh, welcome back, and we are loading into the Rift. MEC versus MAAD City. Game 3. Is it going to be a 3-0 shutout, or are we going to see the reverse sweep here, Diddy?
And in the red corner, we have MAAD City. In the blue, MEC Hysteria.
You had to think about that for a second. You're like, as soon as you started bringing that out, you're like, shit, what do I say after that? And
who will win? Is that what you asked? My thoughts are, there's this spirit, there's this legend in League of Legends of the reverse sweep. And it's just something that happens in this game every now and then. These players just get possessed, and they just turn it on for 3 games in a row when they're down 0-3. So
when they're down 0-2, they just sell their soul to the devil for that reverse sweep.
Hey, sometimes you got to make deals. Depending on where you are in life, you got to make a deal with the devil. MEC need to send it. Otherwise, it could be a MAAD City sweep here. I think, they're favorited here. They have the momentum. Their draft looks fine. Enemy draft looks execute-based. So really, these players from MEC, they need to play with conviction. They really need to be on point here. But there is a magic out there somewhere to try. Nothing's impossible, and I've seen a lot of surprising reverse sweeps, so we'll see if they can pull it out today.
The thing I'm concerned about for MEC is Nilly. She's one of those champions that it's just hard to execute to the right level necessary to make the pick worth it. And will Poo Poo be able to do that?
Oh, so Brown Darius has Ghost, and he's walking the den down, and I think he ghosts
Wait,
here.
he ghosts already? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, he ghosts level 1 with Darius. Look at you have to, no way that
he bleed,
kills.
I think he bleeds.
No way. There's no way.
Dude, 5 stacks.
There's no way. He's alive. Okay. That would just be so unfair. But yeah, you can't. No shenanigans against Darius level 1 when he takes Ghost. He starts W and literally just autos you and you die. So yeah, love Darius. Great champ.
Mid lane kind of playing out how I expected for Galio-Kiana matchup.
Yeah, you're a Galio main, right?
Yes. So Galio, my most recent main, I main something new every 3 months when I actually play the game. I haven't been playing as often lately,
But what did you
busy
learn
life.
on the pick?
What did I learn?
Well, you were talking about the Kiana matchup going and how you thought.
So
what do you think?
any melee matchup is pretty good, ideal for Galio.
Okay.
As well as especially assassin matchups, at least in my opinion. Of course, Galio, his kit, you think like it's good against mage picks, but Galio's intentions are to shove this wave endlessly, control the river with his jungler, and make plays with his ulti through roaming, two-man, sticking with his jungler. Him and Castle, I bet you are going to be all over this map together.
Okay.
So for him to just easily be able to bully out Kiana and shove this wave without being punished endlessly, like from ranged poke,
right.
Is his ideal scenario.
Okay.
So right here, you already see it. He shoves this wave, he goes and sits in the bush while his jungler takes Crab and almost gets the kill on Kiana.
And that chunk really helpful in the 2v2. It's actually going to be 3v3 for Crab as we see Castle engage.
I don't
on
think
to
Kiana
Poo-Poo,
can come
who
back.
Hop away. So Castle with the flash Q forward will kill Nidalee, and now looks to turn on a Ben. Can run through the wall and apply red buff again, but
Mark
opts
Boots still
not
has flash.
to.
Is this going to be it? Oh,
I
man.
bet you he was thinking about it.
He was. He said if she continues to walk up towards River, oh my God.
Flash, taunt, hero and the tackle, the Q, the damage, Zip the Zap goes down, and Mark Boots with a nice play.
You dirty dog.
How did he know they were in there? How did he know she was in there?
I think he saw her walk in and maybe
But what if she just continued walking to base? Then you're flashing for on a hunch?
probability. Yeah, like does she? How far? If she continues to leave before basing, then she's just wasting time, right?
Okay, what's going on here? Both junglers are down here, so we're looking at a 3v3 with the TP coming in. That's going to be Mark Boots. Make it a 4v3. So Bone needs to get out. He will use the Lantern to do so, but we still have the devastating charge. We'll go in. A taunt, Skeggy Cougar, force splash away, but now Tower's helping out. Ignite goes down on Hit 'em Up Rob, and Skeggy Cougar will get the kill. The double goes to Skeggy with the Ignite burning. Man, you wish you could have gotten at least one on Bone. But situation actually goes to the way of MEC despite the Mark Boots teleport because of Tower.
Yeah, I think the play was disengaged by MEC, and they still tried to force something, and it just does not work out in their favor. A little bit too aggressive there.
You know, you're trying to play through Lantern. It's so sad that Lantern actually kills that play, but I think it does. And if you're Galio, you don't want to see the play die just because of Lantern, so you maybe
Especially when you burn the TPR.
Yeah, so you look, and then it's a bit too deep. Tower shoots one too many times. Next thing you know, you're getting ignited. Good turn, but I really hate seeing those kills go on a Skeggy Cougar. Bone, if he was 2-0 right now, would be feeling pretty great. But Thresh able to get Mobies and be on the map. Notice he's running topside. Because look at this. This is classic top lane action.
This is some bullshit right here.
Look at this.
This is my worst nightmare.
This is some top lane action if I've ever seen it. And yeah, Renekton is waves pushing away from him, and he knows if he walks up to it, he'll die. Brown Man Darius looks for the push now.
Okay, so they're gonna look for a dive here. Do you see their jungler in mid? Like I said, shoving the wave in for free. Kiana can't do anything, and what?
Nidalee's on her way. Thresh can be there too. I thought Thresh was running straight top. He took a detour, and LeBen's going to look to slide out the back door. We'll have to see because he has no tower to help him now, and it's an effective zone away from this XP, and that's what this is all about now, getting the XP of these minions.
About to be a brawl.
About to see a 4v4 breakout. Everybody but the AD carries are here. Zip the Zap going to take Lantern and think twice about it, and they will get the XP from that wave, so good look from Mad City. They did the setup right.
Yeah, I think that's a good Lantern.
I think, Lantern.
Yeah, that Lantern, Kiana just being able to walk up a little bit. Thresh got your back. I was a little worried there, but I didn't.
Hook lands, no follow-up yet.
Not worth the risk. I think this Galio is too strong in a lot of these scenarios like this.
Yeah, Galio is really such a solid
Galio is
pick.
one of my, I strongly believe, maybe not in the pro level at this point of the meta. I don't know, but he is just such a top tier pick for the mid lane in my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's a really strong pick.
He's really reliable. He doesn't take that much mechanical skill to play. It's more about your game knowledge. So,
yeah, super solid, especially in that assassin pick, like you said. I mean, if you can't one-tap him and his jungle's around the corner and he has a push on you, it's just tough to deal with here.
Yeah, and it's not like Mark Boots doesn't have the mechanical ability to play anything more difficult, but it's more about the fact that the easier a champ is to play mechanically, the lower your risk for
Bone looking to turn
mistakes.
on a Hit 'em Up Rob here with the Moonlight Vigil. A lot of damage. He's about one
he's
auto
dead.
off. Can't close the distance, so he'll turn on a Digital Stain with the Exhaust, who's forced to walk away. Zip the Zap is here. Galio's still in mid lane, so numbers advantage in that sense. The Nidalee will tag up the Drake. Hit 'em Up Rob is just happy he didn't die. And Galio's on his way. It's going to be Do they answer Dragon, or they probably just need to get this bot wave? Oh, so they will attack right through bot lane, but look for a Lantern here. Bone not too afraid. Castle might be in the wrong position. Galio ulti, heroic entrance coming in, but it's still MEC Hysteria looking to turn.
Oh, that damage.
Oh, the flash Kiana here going in, look for the double kill. One kill, but then takes a turret shot and dies to the bomb from Digital Stain. But it's still MEC Hysteria going to come out ahead on this play because they could take down Galio, and finally Bone gets one of these.
Yeah, man, Galio right there just could not get out, just being ping-ponged around by Thresh there.
Okay, is this going to be an assault on Bone from Castle and hit him up loud? He knows he has a Lantern near, so he can play aggressive. And, you know, mistakes coming out from Med City, I think. They are looking to make a play on Bone, who just turns with the Moonlight Vigil and takes Braum out of the equation, yet they continue the play. I think because they wanted, they figured, okay, if you're going to take Drake, you have one member there spending that time, we can attack through bot lane, but the Aphelios Thresh combo, and it was actually Kiana getting a window from that.
Yeah.
That turned the tide. So really well played by MEC as we see a gank mid. Flash coming out from the Kane, getting the Kiana very low. Where are the finishing touches?
Oh,
but she dashed right through Galio, in and out.
Oh,
and Galio drops. Mark Boots, zip the zap. With
Dude.
some beautiful footwork there.
Zip the Zap just played those two guys right there. That's all I got to say. God damn.
Yeah, that was really clean. Dashing through the Galio, I think, before his tackle, and then just dipping
Dude,
and
and
diving.
that dash right there was grabbing the tower for the
was it?
the W.
Yeah. Kiana could do so many cool
Yep.
things, man.
That
I
was
love this
well
champion.
played.
This is why we get hyped when we see that get locked. 2v2 here. Bone not afraid. Kiana around the corner. Oh, hook lands on the Braum. His shield's up. It'll go down soon. There's the box. They both got to run through it. Digital Stain. Forced to use both sums. Here comes the Moonlight Vigil. Almost able to top it off. And we see Brown and Darius
2v2.
in a 2v2. This looks good for Kane and Darius for sure. As wants to turn a big flash Q from Brown Man Darius, and that's an easy cleanup. That is a 2v2 you want no business of.
Yeah, that's some Darius stuff right there.
Yeah, Darius, so much value in not only the 2v2, but the 1v2. He can almost kill two champions in the right scenario. You add
It
Kane
did
in the
look
mix.
like he almost could have taken them on right there. I mean, after he got the dunk on, I don't know who he actually killed there, but whoever he dunked right there, I mean, he might have been able to just turn and take the other one out as well.
And you might be thinking, how did they lose that 2v2? It's Renekton Italy. That's one of the strongest 2v2s in the game. Which I would say,
I wasn't wondering that.
Renekton Italy is the strongest 2v1 in the game, not necessarily 2v2, because what you need to do is stun with Renekton, spear with Italy, one shot. That's what makes you a strong 2v2. If that doesn't happen, if you can't one-shot Darius, and he is naturally a 1v2 champion, and you get counter-ganked, your 2v2 will fall flat. You will lose. And not to mention Brown Man Darius, he's up in farm, and he's comfortable in this matchup. So
He's
Sparkle's
already out
breaking
there
out top
again,
of bot.
just wailing on them. But we see Nidalee kind of hanging out up here, so we might see another 1v2 here in the top lane. Can Darius pull it out?
Also in the mid lane, I think Kiana might be pinched. She could hop a wall. She could go invis. She could just run the tower. 2v2 in the bot lane. These teams are scrapping it out. Try every chance they get. Every time they see each other, hook lands on a Braum, who I believe just uses shield. His ulti will come down, but it's not enough. We're in a 2v1 now. Digital Stain being exhausted. Aphelios can't walk forward anymore. Here's a 2v2 in the mid lane, where Pop Poo-Poo will get chunked extremely low, heals himself, but opened up for a huge Kiana 2-man ultimate. Kiana trades the kill back, and Nidalee actually lives, so 2 for 1 in the mid lane, and 2 for 0 in the bot lane. That's a 3 for 0 kill trade. Oh, and Zip the Zap going in!
No,
he drops
gets away. I can't
low.
believe that.
No deaths there, but I think across the map try, that was 3 for 0 on the bot side of the map after a 2 for 0 on the top side from Mad City. So
Yeah.
punching back and forth here.
So again, another great early game from MEC here. They do have the first dragon, was a Mountain Drake. I missed that, and we have Cloud Drake in 30 seconds. So
So it won't be Cloud Soul.
Um,
Nice.
Okay, yeah, let's get that Infernal Soul. Really shake things up this game.
Ooh, Kiana with Infernal Soul.
Ooh, spicy.
Wait. Dare I say Infernal is not great for Mad City?
Yeah, I think they want either.
Maybe Ocean?
Yeah,
they'd super want Ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say Infernal is not great on any team because it's just great,
It's just
but
great, yeah.
I don't see the application from their champions. Their champions are kind of all in, you know, like they don't just chip at you. Infernal's great on champs that can reliably chip at you. Or one-shot burst. They're kind of in the middle. They're like more of a damage over time comp.
So no hook right now. I mean, do we not? Okay, I see.
What's the game state? It's all about this Drake. This Cloud
I think
that's
so.
up,
I
Drake
think
number
they're trying to get this mid wave in, take control of this mid. That's what Galio's goal is here. Shove that in. And
yeah,
now
look
they
at
play
the
for
the price they pay for river control because they don't have mid control. They're
and here's the
paying
thing: I
these
don't know how
creeps.
important that river control is for MEC because the Galio, now that he's in the river, just does so much. I mean, he's hanging out. Look for that
It's
ult.
the smite. It's blue team. It's Nidalee. It's MEC Hysteria. A huge Kiana ulti. That Kiana ulti was massive. I think MEC wins this
yeah, they did.
as Mad City is fleeing over the walls. Zip
no.
the Zap looking to follow up even more.
Mark
Okay,
Boots,
Mark
I've
Boots
never
will also
seen
go
anything
down.
more tragic. He takes the plant over the wall, and as soon as he does that, the Infernal Drake spawns and takes the walls down so they can all just walk right through.
I was wondering why you were like gasping.
Dude,
but that
oh
is
my god, that
hilarious.
is so unfortunate. I feel for you, buddy.
Oh my goodness, MEC Hysteria. Zip the Zap with the Kiana ulti, putting the game on her MF back right there.
Dude,
that was
is-
so big.
That is so unfortunate. I can't get over that. Pops the plant over the wall.
Uh-oh.
Infernal Drake drops
The bot lane's dead.
Oh, yeah.
MEC's bot lane is guaranteed dead, 100%. There's zero chance. Okay, I was just going to make it funny in case they turned it. But okay, yeah, both members will go
Boom.
down.
It is
to the
Dunk
Darius
City
Dunkaroni.
up here for Darius, getting the two-man ulti, 3-0. Man,
So bot lane just, you know, passing that tri-brush or at least near it with no real cover, no tower to run to, and a Kayn that can run through walls, get behind you. Mad City are not going out easy. Try the gold is about dead even, but it's MEC Hysteria who seem to gather the cooldowns and use them appropriately when Drake's up. So if they can continue this, and it is Infernal, obviously a great soul on any team.
yeah.
But
And
that
that
Kiana,
Kiana ulti changed everything there and can continue to do so. I don't think he wants this Infernal Soul on that team. Kiana scaling into this game, picking up some kills. She does have a 300 gold bounty now, though, so. Herald going over to Castle. Let's see what he does with this. No more plates, so what is best option to utilize this for? Hang out for the...
Mark Boots getting a taunt on Thresh, who will get tagged up by Braum. The ulti, the passive is down, the stun is here, the bomb from Tristana is there, the damage is more than enough. Bone can return, but some auto damage, but Mark Boots is going to look to engage on it, gets his flash,
Mark
and he's
Boots.
free food for Castle. Not the best ARAM mid from MEC Hysteria. As
I think they
lose
keep
two
this
for
going.
free.
Oh no,
And
but Kiana, I didn't see Kiana coming out of left field here.
the Renekton turn, watch Kiana look for a big ulti here as Kayn will enter.
Dude, she could ulti all three of them right on that tower if they were really feeling crazy.
She didn't want to mess with turret, I think,
Yeah.
when they were down in numbers. Well, they weren't down in numbers at that moment once Galio went down, but yeah, just fights in the mid. Galio taunt getting a ton of value, it seems, you know.
Yeah.
Things like this, just when games are really tense and mid control is important.
Yeah,
There's no limit to how many people teams will send mid, you know. Sometimes it's 5 from either team, and you're like, what is even going on? As Zip the Zap looking for some poke, putting himself out of position.
Oh, they're getting this
Oh, but he
shutdown.
turns with the ulti. He's looking to kill Hit 'em Up Rob. There's no ignite on him, so Hit 'em Up Rob will walk away, and it is a 1-for-0 with that fatty shutdown going on in Tristana. Not what you want to see for MEC Hysteria, and it was all for some poke in the mid lane try.
Yep. And now I think they're going to drop the... Okay, yeah, dropping Herald. Looking to take this mid tower. And then what? What is the play after this? I mean, take it and leave? Or are they going to get hits off on the next one?
So you go bot wave, bring that up, and then you take control of the red jungle quadrant right now while they deal with Herald. Yes, you get
Castle
the second
already
charge.
on it.
Yeah, because if you can control that quadrant before Drake comes up, you see it's up in 1:20. Now's the perfect time to get mid and bot pushed and vision control. Another thing you could do is look for a tempo reset. Make sure your items are purchased, your wards are restacked, and you are full resources on your way to Drake as fast as possible. And what they kind of did was disperse onto the map a bit. They're sending Brownman Darius top, which shows me prioritization on his XP and gold over Drake. if they see Brown Mandarius in the top lane, he does not have TP. This would tell MEC Hysteria that they would have a numbers advantage if they send 5 to Drake. But again, it's 50 seconds, right?
Yeah, so what do they look for here? Does he just shove this in and then start walking down, or do they play it like
he could go Bear. Yeah, he could go Drake. He could recall, run to Drake. He still has
now someone has to
39,
respond
38.
to top lane, and it looks like it will be Renekton, but he's not going to have TP in time, I don't think. He's got about, I mean, he's got a little sliver left on that cooldown, but I don't know if it's going to be up in time.
Yeah, so actually the push, Darius running top, I take that back. Doesn't show that they're like prioritizing this or that. It's just he had a 40-second window, so it takes him 10 seconds to push, 10 to back, and 20 to run to Drake. He'll be there right on time.
It just felt closer for some reason.
It did
After
feel.
that other play,
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, Dragon is like about to be up there. The play is going to happen here any minute.
Well, the play is going to happen here any second because all team are here except for Renekton. Like you said, his TP is just coming up in a few seconds, so maybe his team will have to buy time. But that buys space for MAAD as they clear out wards, which are very crucial. They start up Drake. It's 3K. There's no Renekton TP yet. And the rush play from MAAD City, yeah, I mean, your Renekton needs to already be there unless you're planning on giving. But they kind of gambled, right? Like, oh, I have TP 12 seconds after Drake is up, so we should be fine. Well, they rushed it, and it took about 10 seconds, so losing out there, but getting mid-turret. A nice trade you like to see.
Castle,
Here comes the
madman.
possible engage. Castle with the tag up. The Braum ulti comes in that cut, but the hook lands on Renekton. That's going to be the focus. Kiana comes over the wall. Decent ulti, but it got avoided by a few. Mark Boots with the taunt here. That's a Phelios in the front line, dropping almost instantly. Kiana chasing Kane around, but will find nothing. Digital staying with a hop in, and Brown Mandarius is just ghosting around.
Dunk this man!
Yeah, here comes the dunk. That's a double kill, and it might just be another Brown Mandarius game as we see a nice Galio taunt looking to set up more frags here as Mark Boots walks away.
Oh
with a
no,
sliver of
this man
HP.
is...
Zip to zap, getting his turn of the pull-in and dunk treatment from Darius, and what you have there is an unchecked Darius in a scattered
Baron,
fight.
question mark?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like that's the call try, so they will start it up. They have Galio and Braum on the way. 3 members dead. Make that 2 as Bone just respawns. They need to book straight there. Baron's going down. Not the fastest I've ever seen, but fast enough. Thresh
Yeah,
will
the
show
only
up.
one there in time is Thresh, so...
Yeah, that is Baron, and it just started in the mid again. I mean, you have Braum ulting in that choke. Kiana looked to turn, but that, you know, commits the team to the fight, and let's see what happens here. Skygate's looking to be aggressive with the Lantern, the Flay. Hit him up, Rob. Flashes. Digital Stain looking to open up. Hook goes wide. Okay, I think both teams a bit apprehensive.
Digital Stain there.
What's that?
Just walking right into Thresh like that.
Yeah, they kind of turned the corner at the same time, and her eyes were definitely on Aphelios there, and kind of like bumped, kind of like hugged each other there for a second, but we'll have to see. I think the Renekton with the flash stun probably means Castle that he can run through a wall. He's actually pretty fast. He turns and kills the Renekton.
Is he going to get a 2-piece here?
Oh
my God.
my goodness, Castle.
A
with
triple kill for Castle
nasty
here, maybe.
turn. Okay.
Oh, holy. I was not expecting that damage, and I could tell neither were you.
No, because I thought he'd be dead. He was
I did not
outnumbered,
think he was
but-
going to turn that.
Yeah, it's blue Kane. Try like,
Dude.
this is the Kane we've seen competitive now. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
my.
Knock
And
up
this
into
is-
the Kane damage.
Guys,
More follow up. Zip to zap
this
is
is
gonna go
game.
down, and this is gonna be MAAD City. They're looking to advance on the Nexus turrets, and to me, it appears the game is gonna be over.
We got 9 seconds on Renekton and 5 on Bone. Is that
Aphelios.
enough? I mean, they have
Aphelios
Baron,
can maybe
all
one shot
members.
the wave. Aphelios can maybe one shot the wave.
Dude,
It could be defendable.
I don't know.
He tries with the Moonlight Vigil, but it gets eaten by the Braum Shield, and he gets pulled in by the Darius. This is GG as all MEC members
Oh
fall
my
flat.
God, these
Nexus
guys
will
are
be
crazy.
exposed, and MAAD City run it up the gut once again to close out the semifinals finals round 1 in a 3-0 win.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, wow.
MAAD City, impeccable game again. I mean, you're setting some pretty high standards for yourself here in the LSS.
For sure. One of the strongest teams we've seen do it. No disrespect to MEC, but I would like to bring up how cool would it be to watch MAAD City go up against like last season's Miami.
Yes.
That would be super interesting. But yeah, shout out to those guys and MEC, all the players out there, leaving it all on the Rift, putting everything you had out there.
Yep.
This game try, when thinking about it, I dare anyone to go back and point at where it went wrong. To me, I have no memory other than like random mid fights, right? Didn't that kind of seem like the
Yeah, and what's crazy there is like these mid fights. Some of them were in the favor of MEC.
yeah, or so at least it seemed.
Yeah.
But again, remember they're on such a hard to execute comp. You have things like Kiana needs so many circumstances met, but then gives you so much value.
Yeah.
Nidalee, not too much value from the Nidalee when you comparing her to Kane in this game.
I am concerned almost every time I see Nidalee drafted.
Yeah.
In these games.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's fair.
I
think
don't
most
think
players are like, yeah.
Yeah, and most
Especially
of the
solo queue.
time there's like notable pro league players that are known to be good Nidalee players, and that's when you see a Nidalee and you're like, okay, this is going to be great. But honestly, 99% of the time I see a Nidalee pick and I go, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
that's fair.
yeah.
The champion takes a lot of precision and maybe low ping and like insane mechanics to.
And it just doesn't always necessarily fit into a comp or the play style of a team or the flow of a meta.
So the idea with the Nidalee here, I'm going to cut you off because the idea with the comp here is you have an AD top and mid with pretty reliable CC for your spear, but we never saw that actually happen, did we?
Yeah.
So when your Nidalee is, an AP jungle and you have an AD mid, AD top that can stun them up, what you want is like little 2v1 plays that happen in an instant. Boom, we one shot, and then let's go take something.
Yeah.
You don't want these 5v5s that it's like Braum is tanking our Moonlight Vigil from.
Braum throws the shield up, and now
Philios.
what does your spear do? Nothing.
Yeah, and
You got to get the flank angle for
the
those.
passive CC from Braum. I think Braum in front to back is quietly did a lot of work that game as well, and not to mention the Kane who. Had a quiet early game, I guess, but was probably coasting and farming, waiting for his 2-item damage that these guys just.
I'm not gonna lie,
expect.
that match kind of like progressed really quickly, and I kind of lost track of like what was happening where, and then all of a sudden the game is being closed out.
It was like give Drake because Renekton couldn't go there, and then
they lost
No,
the
it's
fight
actually
and they
so
took
hard to
Baron.
piece it
Yeah, it was
together.
quick. It was quick.
Yeah.
Like we said before, Mad City takes one little advantage and just punishes you so hard for it. So it's just crazy. But with that being said, you guys, great game to Mad City. You guys played awesome today. It was a pleasure to watch. We're going to head over to a quick break while we set up an interview for you guys. So we will be right back with our wonderful Holy Boxers. Don't go anywhere. Stick around for this post-game interview. And, see you then.
Really solid stun by the Rel. There's not much that he could do, not much to say. Instantly stunned. Viego sitting try ready to capitalize on that. Not much.
Yeah, it was
much counterplay.
It was just a flash R from Saving Light, connecting on Soki Demon there, and I think, well, we could have a possible night skirmish. I just think the Aphelios there needs to be ready to flash if Rel flashes, right? If you trade flash for a flash, you can maybe walk away in that situation. But if her R lands and sucks you in, the Viego just comes in and steals your soul.
Yeah, I think it's also, Rel being a relatively new champion, not really understanding exactly what to do.
Yeah, it makes it tricky.
I mean, she's been out, the newest champion is actually Viego now. It's crazy to think that there's been another champion since she came out. She's so new.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't seen her a whole lot. So I wouldn't be surprised if other players feel that way as well. She's getting very popular and competitive now, but I was still getting used to her strengths, weaknesses, and how her angles that she can take.
Yeah.
So it may be a situation where Aphelios wasn't really comfortable with what she could possibly do in that scenario. But you're absolutely right. She's got to instantly flash. Again, you walk up, you're going to eat that Q from Volibear. This is a potential dive angle now. We do see Hecarim rotating through Try. Disable tower by the Volibear ultimate. She's just going to die. There's not much that can be done here. Tower is disabled. We do have instant TP. They're trying to trade. The Volibear is just too tanky. We do see tower aggro going to Hecarim. I don't think he will die at this time. It's fine. And you got to remember, they did double TP, from both sides.
Again.
So if Galio ever TPs, you got to bet Oriana's going to be there.
Yeah, both mid laners showing up again, and at the end of the day, McMaster University able to dive the Camille despite I thought she had a good R there to avoid some of the CC, but like you said, if Galio is going to TP, you can expect Oriana. That's both times now, both mid laners showing up in the top lane. Tells you how much focus these teams have in that lane. You want to get your Camille ahead. You want to punish the Camille, so it goes both ways here. And McMaster University coming out on top with another positive play. Almost salvaged by Gunyo there with his TP. He had a nice two-man taunt. Almost got him one. Almost got a second with some tower shots, but not quite enough. And McMaster University with a bit of a lead here.
One thing that you pointed out is if, despite York having a stronger team comp going to mid-game, and further on, just in ease execution, just in scaling-wise, if they're on equal footing, which, again, they're not going to be, if Hecarim snowballs, it doesn't matter, he'll disrupt the game. Hecarim already has his Divine Sunderer. They're looking for a chunk under tower. Not going to be a dive because Volibear still doesn't have ult. I mean, that play was not too long ago. They don't have cooldowns quite yet. But keeping this Camille out of the game, I mean, the only way they start to win this is if Camille can start creating pressure in the side lane at this point, because you have double Moonstone and Galio and Seraphine ramping up. There's, again, just more gold. Early Herald call, it's fine. I mean, they're not necessarily looking to dive quite yet. They're just trying to see what York does before they commit to it, because, again, they're waiting for those cooldowns.
Yeah, we see Viego is on the top side there, so is he going to stick around to protect the last bit of HP in the top lane turret, or is Volibear going to be able to chip that away? Do they want to take the 2v2, or does Viego want to continue farming?
Well, I mean, you absolutely can't take that 2v2, especially since one of the champions disables towers, right? If the tower is that low and the enemy team holds off on taking it, you know that they're waiting for that ultimate to be available. All right, she E's right out, so she doesn't take the lightning strike damage. And that actually is a lot of magic damage to take, so that trade wasn't as bad.
I think she's still getting magic shields, and that tells you how much damage that E does.
Exactly, yeah. Camille's shield is based off of the majority damage dealt by the target to her or in general, and that means that she's taking, again, like you said, primarily magic damage. Looking for the QE down. So this is where you trade. You see those cooldowns used, you potentially trade. Now, obviously, the lane's too far gone at this point. She's not going to trade. Tower's gone. But if this were earlier, that's when you trade, and then you wait. And if those spells ever get used again, then you trade again. Your whole goal in that matchup is really just to get through lane phase and start ramping up. So once you get 2 items, you can start to contest Volibear in the side lane. But until then, it's like, eh.
I think Camille and Volibear both at 2 items exactly. Camille would run him down the long lane, but it's just not the story we're going to see today because Wetchamani is too good on this Volibear, and we just saw he got solo first turret gold to himself. That's like 600 plus gold in his pocket. He already has Chem Tank.
Yeah, he's running fast.
He's running CDR boots for more flashes. I love that combo, and like you mentioned, Hecarim is just farming away. He is down to Viego, so I'm not sure if that's he paid the price for being on the map, or if that's just
he did do a Herald,
right?
And he did sit topside a couple times to make sure the Herald crashed. He also looked for a potential dive, and they did do the dive, right?
Yeah.
So I think it kind of makes sense if Hecarim's doing Herald and calling it in topside, Viego's going to be farming an extra camp or two during that time. It makes sense.
That does make some sense. And my eyes might be on the Oriana as the new target for York University with no stopwatch as we see in Engage.
We do see Engage coming in by the Hecarim ulti actually reaches the backline. They're trying to target the Moonstone users. They actually do have double Grievous. Meanwhile, the box is denying any entry from York to the backline. Really good Shockwave gets 2. They get chunked out. Hecarim will fall down. Viego can't enter the fight. He's too low. Thresh Hook connects onto the last interaction fights from York, and they go down as well.
Yeah, Sekiro. I think the interaction that won them the fight was Hecarim's ability to use Onslaught of Shadows through the Seraphine ulti. He's uninterruptible, so it's just a free ticket right on top of Seraphine's face. I believe he was able to run the Seraphine down and almost make it out, and just that interaction alone with McMaster's lead was enough for them to win the team fight with everybody else playing pretty appropriately. But watch the Hecarim.
There's that Shockwave followed in by Aphelios follow-up.
All right, everybody, there you have it. Mad City is officially going to be in our grand finals match. We are bringing in Castle from Mad City for an interview. Let's bring him in.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for joining me. Awesome games. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Feels pretty good. I was kind of worried the first game, but the other games there wasn't much of a problem.
Yeah, so tell me about that first game. What was going through your heads? What was going through comms? Like, how did you guys just turn it around? You know what? Just talk about that first game for me.
So basically, we all just woke up pretty much because we came here really early.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's why top got like solo level 2 and mid dive level 3 or whatever. And we knew we had to play towards bot, and that Sedge was probably going to kill top pretty often. But we just kind of gave free kills to it. And then around the time they went for Dragon, they set Dragon up a wave early. So that's why we just hard shoved mid.
And that was a great play, great decision. We've been talking in the studio behind the scenes a little bit about how you guys are specifically really, really good at kind of capitalizing on other teams' mistakes. Is that just one person in the team comms is saying go, 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 or is that sort of you guys all are good enough to realize this is the play?
It's sort of whoever notices it. I think it was our top who saw that they were still all setting up Dragon, and we all just agreed to shove mid. And we
Love
thought
it.
we were just going to get inhib and trade for Dragon, and then they took a bad fight.
Pleasant surprise. You guys got to end first game and turned it around kind of unexpectedly, so that's awesome. I love watching your duo with Mark Boots. I think you guys play really well together. It's hard to keep your eyes off of you guys when you're playing. Tell me a little bit about that and how that relationship is.
We play a good amount of solo queue together, and we actually lose a lot because we often troll once we get leads. But yeah, we play a good amount together.
Awesome, and you can
And it's
really
really
tell.
easy to play towards top side with them.
That's great. So I have to know, are you trying to break into the professional League of Legends scene? I mean, what is the future of League of Legends for you, specifically?
Nothing crazy. I just kind of want to play in like higher tier amateur tournaments.
Okay.
I don't think I'll be able to go pro anytime soon.
Don't count yourself out. You never know. And what about Mad City? Is that, do you guys as a team, as an organization, hope to break into that? What about Proving Grounds and things like that?
I don't think we'll be doing Proving Grounds anytime soon either.
Well, you know what? Keep playing in LSS. We love to have you guys. Congratulations on getting into grand finals. I know you guys are playing all the time, all over the place, so it's really awesome to have you guys here specifically. And next week, we'll find out if you guys are going to be playing Kent State University or McMaster's University in the finals. So do you have anything to say to your possible opponents for grand finals?
Nah, just wait to see them there.
All right.
Just let the gameplay do what the gameplay does.
All right. Well, congratulations again. Thank you so much for coming on, Castle. I know everybody enjoyed watching you play.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, everybody, there you have it. That is Castle the Jungle from Mad City. Great player, great game. That was so much fun. I was trying to live tweet, and it was hard to keep up. So don't forget, next week we have our second day of semifinals. It's going to be McMaster University versus Kent State University, and two university teams going head to head for that grand final spot to play against Mad City and maybe take them down for only the second time this LSS this season. So it's going to be big stuff next week. Who is going to come out on top? We don't know. And I always say that you don't know, but actually maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you have a crystal ball. So remember, do not forget to tune in at, I believe we're starting at noon next Saturday for playoffs. It's another best of 5, Kent State versus McMaster, right? Starting at 11 a.m. Eastern next week. Again, just like the boys were showing you earlier, if you want some One Life to Play merch, go to onelifetoplay.com/shop. If you want to see the schedule and VODs and interviews and everything, you can go to our website, onelifetoplay.com/LSS for all LSS info and upcoming schedules. We're super excited to get playoff day 2 started next week. This week is going to drag by because I know I'm just going to be thinking about LSS all week. So we'll see you there, 11 a.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. Thanks.
Camille will use the hook shot to get in. There's nowhere for Brown Mandaris to go, and MEC Hysteria firing off right away. Wow. To see it.
Prior to that, he needs Flash to pretty much do anything. So I think what most Udyrs do is like they Giga Farm their Chem Tank and then they look to play for objectives. But we have Zip to Zap with the R Flash. It tags Mark Boots, who doesn't have Flash. Once again, Skeggy Cougar on the roam will Flash for the auto snare. Zip to Zap with the last remaining damage, but he looks to be dead here as Brown Mandaris is pulling up. No Flash here. They're going to trade it 1-for-1, and Castle gets a big boost.
Yeah, I think it's great for Castle to pick up a kill there. Unfortunately for Mark Boots, it is
Digital
a great
Stain.
condemn there.
Yeah, yeah. Great heads-up play by Digital Dash to peel his Lulu, who now has access to ulti, but gets chipped a bit low. Lebien might die for that if you... Okay, Lebien needs his Sejuani near, or he could die without E.
On the way, actually, as you say that. So.
Yeah, so here comes the 2v1.
Oh, no.
Sad looking for the
Finish him
ulti.
off quick.
Yeah, Lebien, he has another E. He'll flash auto, empower Q, and the outplay for Lebien using the flash there. Turn in the one-on. During that, you cancel the Camille E, and if it's just a boxing match, Set wins it. But we see Vayne face checking Nautilus. TP comes in. That's going to be Brown Mandaris or Mark Boots. The Vayne looking to front to back. Seraphine in a bit of an awkward spot hitting that charm. The Sejuani ult used for peel, but Castle is zooming. This is Udyr things. The flash bear slap on Zip the Zap. That's exactly what you need to happen if you're going to win a situation for Mad City, and showing control of this mid lane area despite being down 35 top lane gank. It works on Brown Mandaris. So Sejuani cashing in, but look at the camp difference.
And he's back.
Yeah, and returning here, no flash on Brown Mandaris, but he's threatening 2v1. He wants to fight in his minions. He's looking for a double stun. The TP is going to come in. That's Mark Boots. Brown Mandaris looking for a big showstopper here, and can Mark Boots turn it? Does Pupu have the damage on Brown Mandaris? She's just boxing him away, but the Conqueror is doing a lot of damage. Zip the Zap with the teleport answer. It's a 1-for-1 now, but it looks like it's going to be a 2-for-1 MEC Hysteria because Zip the Zap answers the TP. And another one situation for MEC Hysteria. Starting to some of the setup, some of the awareness. As we see Camille will engage on a Brown Mandaris, making it look this matchup with Camille favor, but he turns back with the showstopper, but will still drop to that empowered Q here. Skeggy Cougar looking to engage another skirmish. Camille goes in again with another empowered Q. The Sejuani ulti tags the Udyr. He is locked down. Castle cannot move. Castle is down. Hit him up. Rob has flash coming up, it looks like. But how many seconds? He goes down to this. Camille is rampaging. Lebien, another hook, tags up Mark Boots, and there goes his flash. Everything looking good for MEC Hysteria.
Yes, it looks great for them right now. They are up they are up 7 kills, and unfortunately for them, though, this is only a 3K gold lead. And
I think it will be answered, so we might be looking at a 5v5 over Baron here. It will be advantage Mad City because Baron reduces your resist. So, Camille tried a flash play and hit him up Rob. It doesn't quite connect. Pupu going over with the ulti. This looks like it could be good for Mad City, though. Who's the focus now? It's going to be Brown Mandaris in the front line. Fight Pupu, 2-for-1 so far. Going over to MEC Hysteria. A big Syndra stun, a bit of peel. We're looking at 3-for-2 trade. 3 members down for Mad City, 2 for MEC Hysteria. They lost their jungler.
Yeah, I think that's a scaling
No
ADCs, just slowly making their way into this game. Nothing crazy going on in the bot lane.
Nice
flash.
He's going to get the flash from hit him on Rob. But the Camille ulti comes down on the Vayne, who's just completely caught out in the middle of 5 members. There's the Camille getting you a pick here. And now we have the killer instinct from Bone going on hit him up Rob.
Wow.
2-for-0. Great picks from MEC Hysteria. And now it's Baron time again. The death timers from the Lulu Vayne. They need to, so they're tagging up Baron. That's good. These two are playing a bit of a distraction game. But they need to get this Baron down before the Mad City members respawn and can make it there. But now are they risking a 50-50? Keep your eye on Castle, who has no flash. He has to run through the front way. We see the Set Showstopper will come in, creating some space for the Udyr. And now they just turn. MEC Hysteria just turn and fight. It's 1-for-1 so far. Who could kill the Baron? The junglers. One is dead. Sejuani's still in there, so she will smite it. We're looking at a 3v2 right now. Brown Mandaris doing a ton of work in the pit, but Baron went over to MEC. They could look to just book away here. Here comes the bot lane showing up just in time is Mad City. And how many members from MEC have the Baron? If Camille was alive when they got it, then she's the only member. So 4 members, 4 Baron try. What do you think about that one?
Again.
Gonna take mid turret.
I'm not gonna lie, this doesn't look good for Mad City here.
You think they can get pinched here? Let's see.
I think so.
They are behind enemy lines. They're taking an in-hit. They can run straight through top turret, but it's probably going to be an engage from Mad City. Looking at the hook. Hook will land onto the Udyr. That's the focus. The Seraphine Charm comes in. Is it enough damage? Not with the Lulu ulti. They turn onto the Camille. Lebian getting a big stack shield. Flashing away. Now it's just a front to back. It's a matter of damage. Vayne getting some DPS in. Oh, Camille goes in, gets polyed and dies.
Oh!
2 for 0, 3 for 0. Mad City looking to clean up and end the game. Digital Stain going in deep, and Bone able to pick up that kill, but is it still an end angle? I think it is. I don't see these two stopping Mad City, who go up the gut with confidence. Fierce confidence. Mark Boots lands the stun, and they just rush down mid. One more member left. It's Poo Poo. What are the respawn timers? They're too high. Try. That's going to be game 1. That's going to be game 1 going over to Mad City off the back of that up the gut rush.
Oh! The bot side of the map. So we did talk about this before. Is that a mirrored start or a...
It's a mirrored start.
Okay.
Other one is opposite, right?
Yep. So, okay, so mirrored start here for both junglers. And we see the Udyr again, so we'll see how that plays out. And wow.
Riven's level 1 is so scary. Oh no, this is lethal.
Wait a second.
But wait,
no.
the tower shot coming in.
All right. Let's hope Brown Man Darius didn't break his...
I swear I looked and it was up, but...
Oh, here we go. Zip
there's
the
the
zap.
return. Oh, but the Shen ulti, this is what we're talking about. Is it going to be a 2v2? The taunt will miss because Mark Boots with a nice flash. Is there any continuation here? This 2v2 is so massive. Where the jungler Sejuani's on the bot side. Oh, but the scatter of the weak hits on the Shen. Is that enough for Castle to clean it up? It is. Poo-Poo's around the corner.
Watch out for that gold card. Woo!
Zip the zap. Looking for a stun, but Syndra has cleanse. He wants to bait for Poo-Poo here. Recall's coming in. Ooh, this is going to be a big recall here. She could go Mercs, and then, yeah, she does get Mercs. So when you're in a Shen Sejuani and you get Merc Treads, you're going to get out of their CC and heal on them with your Conqueror. You can 2v1 that in certain situations. Oh, but here's the TF port. This is nice and aggressive coming out from MEC Hysteria. One goes down. They're looking for hit him up, Rob. Skeggy has aggro. He does not care about turret shots whatsoever. And MEC Hysteria snapping on the bot lane.
Dude, that kind of like this, it all comes down to those minute things like you're saying. The difference that Merc Treads makes might be so small, but in League of Legends, every small win is great.
Okay, we have 3v2. It's Castle running in face first. He's going to lock Bone up. There's no E. Skeggy is pretty much food here for another kill on Castle. I think this game is getting a bit out of control here for MEC.
The curtain call of 4 for 4. And
lots of range, poke damage, putting...
Oh, and here's the ulti again.
Oh, but wait.
Wait a second.
That creates a 1v1. Brown Man Darius versus Poo Poo. Poo Poo with HP advantage, but look at this Riven fast combo. The flash auto. Brown Man Darius making it look too easy.
This man is clean.
He's clean. Confirmed clean on the Riven. And yeah, she can just drop so much damage.
Yeah, this man just got a spit and shine before this game, and he is clean as hell.
Definitely the case here.
Digital Stain here, though.
Yeah, maybe the magic of, you know, fasting Senna. Oh, okay.
Oh, the ultimate missing, though, is
bit
so
of a
detrimental. Oh, Mark
She turns, Mark Boots turns and kills the TF Cells Cleanse. There it is, and Castle is here to save the day, but the W from the Sejuani still gets the kill, and now it's a duel, but Shen is on his way.
Oh, but so is Riven.
Here comes the port. Where's the taunt? I think he might want to save taunt for when Riven shows up because he's stunned up now. Still no taunt from Shen. Riven's here to clean up, but nice dash away from Poo Poo means the Riven XQ won't kill him. Do they chase Brown Man Darius with the flash forward and whip spike? Shen, I don't know where he's going because he looks to turn to do what? He just dies.
What are those?
2 for 0 now off of the Shen ulti. When your plays, when you
start the bench.
And Castle's up 1 level, so if he is confident, he'll say, yeah, we can take 50-50. I'm level 13 to 12. But then it's like a 60-40 at that point. Oh, but Bone is out of position, and Brown Man Darius finds him, but he gets eaten by Tom Kench. But once that's down, he needs to flash, and Brown Man Darius finds him again. 2 Riven angles here to just kill the Senna, and the fight's over. This could be a Brown Man Darius pentakill, but he fails to hop over the wall. The Jhin curtain call coming out, doing exactly that. As members fall for MEC Hysteria, they don't even care about Sejuani. Hit him up, Rob, looking to lock down Zip the Zap, and Brown Mandarius he's just killing everybody on this ribbon. The E will come out for TF, but Brown Man is just waiting at the bottom of the stairs. Will catch Zip the Zap, take him down to 1, but does not care about turrets.
This man is unstoppable.
Yeah, blue card not going to help him. Mark Boots with the American Sniper to take out Twisted Fate, but we have members recalling and in base looking to maybe address the situation here, but that's what they'll do. I mean, passing Senna with a Rage Blade.
Like, we're going right to it.
Yeah, that's what you do. You go right to it. They're burning the Baron down. It's looking at 8K.
Oh, no.
Going
I don't
down.
think this looks good for
Moderately 5K, 4K, 3. The boys have shown up. It's Mad City to crash the party, and it's going to be a full-on engage, a flash. And Udyr steals it. Castle steals the Baron, and now the fight will develop here, and it looks good for. It actually looks good for MEC Hysteria until Senna goes down. Watch the Senna. Oh, but she gets dropped by the Jin. 4th shot. And I take that back. It's Mad City all day with a 4 for 1. 4 for 2.
And the Digital Stain with a triple kill on the Jin. And oh no. Poo-poo. Run.
Poo-poo run. I think he'll get away.
I don't know.
Castle, as I've ever seen it. Oh, and that is some brutal damage.
Yeah, this is, again, another win
Oh,
angle here. But
some chain CC
no.
on the Castle, but look how much he can eat. Look at that. He does drop. The TF port comes in. The gold card instantly Captain Jack cleansed by Digital Stain. That was pretty clean. And Brown Mandarius with a beautiful angle will force the Zanias out of Zip the Zap. He is 100% dead. And it's going to be Nexus. Current call.
Oh, and those clip. 1, 2. Oh.
Oh, the 4th shot calls the curtain, not only for Tom Kench, but this entire game.
Bada bing, bada boom. Mad City taking another win here.
Brown Mandarius is absolutely unstoppable. Mark Boots with the suicide kamikaze kill. They're looking to flex a bit. They're looking to get those kills. The KDA, everybody's dropping. And it's on to the Nexus for Mad City as they improve to 2-0 in this series.
Wow. Mad City coming out just looking spectacular today.
3v3 for Kreb as we see Castle engage.
I don't think Kiana can come back.
Hop away, so Castle with the flash Q forward will kill Nidalee, and now looks to turn on LA Ben. Can run through the wall and apply red buff again, but
Mark Boots still has flash. Is this going to be it? Oh,
I
man.
bet you he was thinking about it.
He was. He said if she continues to walk up towards River, oh my God.
Flash, Taunt, Hero and the tackle, the Q, the damage, Zip the Zap goes down, and Mark Boots with a nice play. Figured, okay, if you're going to take Drake, you have one member there spending that time. We can attack through bot lane, but the Aphelios Thresh combo, and it was actually Kiana getting a window from that.
Yeah.
That turned the tide. So really well played by MEC as we see a gank mid. Flash coming out from the Kane, getting the Kiana very low. Where are the finishing touches? Oh, but she dashed right through Galio, in and out. And Galio drops. Mark Boots, Zip the Zap. With some beautiful footwork there.
Zip the Zap just... Mark Boots, I've never seen anything more tragic. He takes the plant over the wall, and as soon as he does that, the Infernal Drake spawns and takes the walls down so they can all just walk right through.
I was wondering why you were like gasping.
Dude,
that
oh my God, that is so unfortunate. I feel for you, buddy.
Oh my goodness, MEC Hysteria. Zip the Zap with the Kiana ulti, putting us there and kind of like bumped, kind of like hugged each other there for a second, but we'll have to see. I think the Renekton with the flash stun probably means Castle that he can run through a wall. He's actually pretty fast. He turns and kills the Renekton.
Is he going to get a 2-piece here? Oh my God.
My goodness, Castle.
A triple kill for Castle here, maybe.
Okay.
Holy. I was not expecting that damage, and I could tell neither were you.
No, because I thought he'd be dead.
Renekton and 5 on Bone, is that enough? I mean, they have Baron,
can maybe
all
one-shot
members.
the wave. Aphelios can maybe one-shot the wave.
Dude.
It could be defendable.
I don't know.
He tries with the Moonlight Vigil, but it gets eaten by the Braum Shield, and he gets pulled in by the Darius. This is GG as all MEC members fall flat.
God, these
Nexus
guys
will
are
be
crazy.
exposed, and Mad City run it up the gut once again to close out the semifinals finals round 1 in a 3-0 win.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah.
Star walk in and maybe...
But what if she just continued walking to base? Then you're flashing for on a hunch?
Probability. Yeah, like, but does she... How far... If she continues to leave before basing, then she's just wasting time, right?
Okay, what's going on here? Both junglers are down here, so we're looking at a 3v3 with the TP coming in That's going to be Mark Boots. Make it a 4v3. So Bone needs to get out. He will use the Lantern to do so, but we still have the devastating charge. We'll go in. A taunt. Skeggy Cougar force splash away, but now Tower's helping out. Ignite goes down on Hit 'em Up Rob, and Skeggy Cougar will get the kill. The double goes to Skeggy with the Ignite burning. Man, you wish you could have gotten at least one on Bone. But situation actually goes to the way of MEC despite the Mark Boots teleport because of Tower.
Yeah.
Tag up the Drake. Hit 'em Up Rob is just happy he didn't die. And Galio's on his way. It's going to be, do they answer Dragon, or they probably just need to get this bot wave? So they will attack right through bot lane, but look for a Lantern here. Bone not too afraid. Castle might be in the wrong position. Galio ulti, heroic entrance coming in, but it's still MEC Hysteria looking to turn.
That damage.
The flash Kiana here going in, look for the double kill. One kill, but then takes a turret shot and dives to the bomb from Digital Stain. But it's still MEC Hysteria going to come out ahead on this play because they could take down Galio, and finally Bone gets one of these.
Yeah, man, Galio. Right.
Comes the Moonlight Vigil, almost able to top it off. And we see Brown and Darius
2v2.
in a 2v2. This looks good for Kane and Darius for sure. As to turn a big flash Q from Brown Man Darius, and that's an easy cleanup. That is a 2v2 you want no business of.
Yeah, that's some Darius stuff right there.
Hang on giving. But they kind of gambled, right? Like, I have TP 12 seconds after Drake is up, so we should be fine. Well, they rushed it, and it took about 10 seconds, so losing out there, but getting mid-turret. A nice trade you like to see.
Castle,
here comes the possible engage. Castle with the tag up. The Braum ulti comes in that cut, but the hook lands on the neck, and that's going to be the focus. Kiana comes over the wall. Decent ulti, but it got avoided by a few. Mark Boots with the taunt here. That's a Phelios in the front line, dropping almost instantly. Kiana chasing Kane around, but will find nothing. Digital Stain with a hop in, and Brown Man Darius is just ghosting around.
Dunk this man!
Yeah, here comes the dunk. That's a double kill, and it might just be another Brown Man Darius game as we see a nice Galio taunt looking to set up more frags here as Mark Boots walks away.
Oh no, this man is...
Zip the zap, getting his turn of the pull in and dunk treatment from Darius, and what you have there is an unchecked Darius in a scattered
Baron,
fight.
question mark?